Welcome, Emeralds. This is your Demon Lord, Dracos the Hawk. Here today we are going to be going over the Valentine's event for FGO, and then we're going to be doing the advanced quest that's out, followed by we're going to be ringing up on Witch of the Holy Night. So yeah, we're going to try chapter 7 of that. But anyway, let's get started, Morals. We're going to be talking about the Valentine's event, and we're going to start off with the press release campaign, which basically is before it gets out. So yeah, come tonight. Well, tomorrow we're gonna have like login bonuses, so we get apples and gourds in the whole 9 yards, basically. So good, basic, and then on top of that, we get great success for like past Valentine's service as well. Oh, Tyga for some reason. Don't know what reason why, and then also Anna as well. Although I can't make realize we haven't got a Valentine's version of Quest now, I think, but yeah, then we also got interlude quests are like half off for some service along with breakup quests too. But yeah, it's like then we're also gonna have like limited edition like master missions. This is gonna go on until like the 14th. So yeah, I think pretty much just put in basically Saviors, Human, and then I guess Romans, and then Berserkers and stuff. Like 3 times and stuff, Star and Evil, and then also Assassin's Caster, Archer. Basically, yeah, basically just put in like some of the past Valentine's service as well. Also, speaking of which, the past Valentine's service will be basically summonable as basically from Pickup Bear 2. Although this is still the 4th, but I say probably wait on this until maybe. Well, actually, probably you could. I would say Valentine's because yeah, that's gonna be coming up pretty soon. So, but yeah, maybe wait if you want it because it is gonna be like a good 5-star. But if you want, probably go with this. But yeah, and some of the graphics that previous graphics that are coming back here. This one I say is probably one of the best one, Coco Heaven, which is pretty good for like quick whipping. Like basically we get quick up to like if you want to break it up to NMP damage up to 20% and NMP gain up to 20% as well. That's no charge, but even without the charge, it does pretty good send off like on itself. And then this is like real chocolate. That's I guess basically the busted version of that as well, but. But yeah, it's like because yeah, most busters I think most of them require chargers, unfortunately, because I like how it works. But yeah, okay. Although yeah, it's actually the dark one is like a cute one though too. But yeah, so yeah, there's some good Rin and Sakura artwork here as well. So, but yeah, it's like mostly I guess would be kind of a skip. So yeah, and I guess a lot like say it's gonna be like the big one. But yeah, now on to the big one. Basically, things are back again, and yeah, it looks like yeah, it looks like paper bag car is back too. We got basically it's like a week, and then we get the whole everything. And yeah, we're gonna have a new alter ego servant, which basically Barzette because we have Karn. Like we need Barzette as like the big main. I'll actually like main leads, female main leads. Although they really need to figure out a way to actually make that into an anime. Okay, so yeah. Okay, basically we have to solve the singularity like last year. This one's gonna be basically if Victory West gets a bodyguard points, and then also we get like different types of like chocolate, like coffee, like chips, looks like beans, and then powder. Will increase the drops. Okay, think your hard work will increase the drops, and then also that too. So yeah, these I think these drops are like here. It's like bodyguard points are gonna be like event currency because Valentine's tends to be like event, and then of course as usual, get the heart like surprise and then lock on chocolates, and then we get to basically have like the Valentine scenes payout, and then you get to have basically go out and have like whichever random one you want. Okay. Okay, yeah, okay. This year, I guess this was we're supposed to get to up to 10 at once, but I guess to change it up. Also, will be quest where it gets also teapots as well, so that's really good. Okay, by rank mechanics. Only apply to master. By rank will increase all allies during the back row. 1 points gained. So yeah, I guess body point, yeah, apparently will also help with damage. And then also, I guess, also give bond points up as well, so that's kind of cool. So yeah, make sure to actually increase the buddy rank. What it looks like. Okay. Now, fit bonuses, we also get some damage up. The new server nut as well. Also, last year's Valentine's, Karn, and also Asteria, Tiger, Taiga, and Medusa Lancer, which I guess because, yeah, Hollow Ladder actually had it would be tied. Mango as well, and then also the previous services here. Okay, thank you for the hard work, which features both 2 past Valentine servers, Murasaki, Sukubu, and then also we got in the background say. Arts up 8%, damage up against the Yamik, which it can be kind of a bit niche, but and I guess it goes up to 50%, and then also MLB here. So yeah, it's probably good to probably bring, I guess, Art Sloopers for this. Okay, and then we get the command codes, fire against underworld, damage against undead on the grave card. So people like, I guess, Kahaf, and then also, I guess, Marth. Yeah, Summer Martha would be good. Curse Spear that arrives casually. Sure hit critical damage on the engraved card. Buddy Ring, when attacking with the engraved card, gain critical star and receive. And debuff receive a chance down by 10%. Okay. Alright. We'll go to that. But yeah, this is gonna be the rank ups here. It's like, it's gonna be pretty much female servants are gonna be like the big ones, I remember, like House of Valentine's. But yeah, we also get our ones up as well, so yeah. Some good story walks, also Shichinai, Quetz, Victoria Lancer. And I think that's like the only one up that one of them are like on Storylock. Oh yeah, also Meb. Storylock there, so yeah. Okay, but yeah, of course we're gonna check out the new server here in a bit. After looking at Hot Cocoa Chocolate. Oh, I definitely want to get the free star CE. Buster plus 3%, he only received 5%. Although I'm getting it for Big Sis. Then in Melty Love was as yeah, well, looks of it, it has Galtea. Damage kept by 300. MP damage and MP gain by 5%. Valentine's Wish is Ignore Invisible. Increase MP damage up by 20%, MP gain by 5. And of course, yeah, if you're a big fan of what looks like Boba Sith and Morgan, yeah, definitely would look like a good role there. It's very nice artwork there. Yeah, definitely a pair of Valentine's Wishes. Okay. Now then, we're gonna check out the new servant here. Okay, which is basically McLean McNear. Hope I pronounced that right. Okay, and yeah, Sessions. I actually like the dress, even though that goes against character a bit. Okay, Ceiling Destination Enforcer A. Increases own quick performance for free turns. Increases own plus performance for free turns. Increases own critical damage for free turns. Increases own damage against caster enemies for free turns. Which, yeah, Considering the fact that she is Alter Ego, this is going to actually do much more damage against casters. Okay. Alright, now, second skill, Sea God's Rune EX. Charge its own MP gauge. Increases its own critical source in one turn, increases critical damage for one turn. MP gauge goes from 30% to 50, source of like 300 to 500, and critical damage up to 100, so yeah. I say definitely good here because, yeah, up that nice 50% charge, plus, yeah, also critical source as well. Oh, damage up. Okay, actually, wait, that's getting scary. So, Essential Red Bench Beat. Grants self evasion one turn, grants self debuff immunity one turn, creating critical stars 10 to 20%. So, yeah, I would say this, then this, followed by this right here. So, yeah, oh, yeah, she's actually getting a lot of critical damage up here. Alright. Alright, passive, yeah. Writing, Divinity, God's Holder, Team Creation. Since offensive extends offensive buff expiration timing from each player turn to the end of the enemy's turn. Alright. And of course, and against Avengers, which is actually, I guess that kind of fits because of, first, that's the relationship with Mango here. Okay. Okay, it's just a different name here. Okay, but yeah, this is where things get kind of busted for her because she's actually pretty good. Like, basically, like how Mango should have actually played. Okay, quick EX basically draws all attention to all enemies to self by 5% one turn. Red self Fargratch counter status one turn. Fargratch counter one hit. Quick type no offense as an attack. Treated as never buff never a buff nor debuff. Deals damage to one enemy when attacking or becoming targeted of active skill by them, except for some special exceptions. Which we'll probably get to that too. If the enemy has a break gauge, the counter will not break it, 1 HP will remain. Reduces the quick resistance by 10% for free charge games 10 critical star. Yes, this is pretty good against hands too. It's like hands attack and you'll basically just feel damage. So it goes up to 600 to 1,000 here. Also increases its own attack by 1 turn, so let's go 100, basically then 10 to 30. Okay, let's look at the notes here. If a buff block skill is used by an enemy on McLean McGear and her no phantasm is used, after that, then the attack up and time effects on her MP will be blocked, but the counter will successfully cast. And succeed in action if the enemy ever uses AOT attack or attack is aimed at her, or uses AOE debuff or debuff aimed at her, she will be able to use the counter. So yeah, even if it is there, it's like she can use it. It's just going to be a bit difficult for her to cast a bit. If buff removal status is used by an enemy on McMeer, but after no phantasm is used, but attack up a well, that's where you get removed, but the Garage counter will not be removed. The buff is treated as the normal action by an enemy, so she will not be able to counter it. See in action if the enemy uses either AoE attack or aim at her, or uses the debuff, she'll be able to counter those things. If she has an immobility debuff, will not be activated. Ability like stun, she gets stunned, she gets charmed, she gets pigified, asleep, or eternal sleep, or quick seal, arts, buster, or normal attack seal. Counter is also not triggered when her AP is reduced to 0 by attack. However, if she survives a guts, the counter will be activated. Also, she has a sacrifice to Chingon's APs, while guts is safe. The counter will not trigger. Also, anger menus attack reflect damage can also not trigger the counter. So yeah, attacking Mango is not going to count. So you can't have like a counter to a counter like thing. Although that would actually sound cool if that did actually happen. I don't know why they didn't do that. I guess he probably did try to do it, but it's like, yeah, this thing is like hard to program, so we're just gonna unfortunately have to leave it out. Okay. Counter can bypass the enemy having taunt. The counter will always retaliate against attack regardless where the enemy has a taunt. The counter will be activated if MP Drain debuff is used by the enemy either on the party or the target on Barzette. So yeah. Kind of there. You have to be careful to read the rules more for the most part, but most of the time, Daiqui, I don't think you should. But yeah, she's pretty good for challenge class, so yeah. A definite must roll here. Definitely. Okay. Alright, let me get down here. Probably should have, yeah. Probably should have, yeah, definitely. Okay, there we go. Okay, Sermon Strafen. And Karin gets a buff as well. Which, yeah. MP upgrade, so yeah. So yeah, we're gonna go to that. So yeah, the upgrade is now basically deals increased damage to all enemies, plus deals 150 extra damage against that enemy with chaotic alignment. So and reduces quick resistance by 200. But okay, that was really like the same. So yeah, so it's going to go up from 600 to 1,000 up to 800 and 120. So yeah, probably a bit more damage there, a bit more oof, but yeah. I'll probably test it out because yeah, I do have her MP2. So I'll probably check out how she runs in the Valentine's. Alright. Okay, see like event shop, we got thank you for your hard work, crystallized ores, flames, mirrors, and tar. And also this year's gonna be Lancer, Archer, and Caster. Okay, we got Suns, Crystal, and then also Stakes here for silver, and then Shells, Bones, and then also Bullets. This is Mystic. Oh, and then also this stuff for like redeeming to trade in. Okay, I'm not gonna go over like really this stuff, so yeah. Yeah, because no spoil. Alright. Okay, free axe. We're gonna go over here, so yeah. Gonna split in two, so maybe yeah, if you want Buster here, but yeah, it's like so weak you can probably get away with like having a caster of like just basically base churning, base carding there. Which is correct. One intermediate. Sabers here, and then yeah, probably for upper like that, and then also the power as well. So let's see. Okay, and then also chocolate here, and then rare with I say probably best for advanced here. So for X1, so yeah, I say if you really want to do this, probably farm a bit for this, but I would say probably waiting till later for like much better. Might be a bit difficult, but yeah, but probably bring like Buster for like Buster or probably like good basically I guess some good Ultra Egos or Berserkers here. I think Assassins can do, but they're not that great at looping for the most part. Okay. And then we have this, we have Act 3, we're gonna have pretty much gain 5 points left to right. Oh, okay, there's 4 slots to the party member slot. So yeah, this is like you get also increased by points too. So yeah, make sure to fill them up too. So But yeah, then basically this also here, you also get Kinka, so Rama is gonna be here. So yeah, probably good for John Yu. Definitely like Summer John Yu would actually work. And also some Say might work a bit as well, if I remember right. Then Lancers, like basically Theon, like Roma, yeah, Lancer Roma, Bertrand, like Melt, like Summer Melt, those that's typical. Okay. And then 5 are back to this, like probably some good like assassins and stuff probably here, maybe like a good buster ones most, but yeah, okay. This is gonna be whatever, but yeah, it's like you're not gonna get anything here, so bunch of buy points, and then Hand to Town is gonna be your best one. But yeah, this is gonna be the biggest one here. Might be a bit tough. Probably some good Ryer, like probably good Ryer AoEs. Trying to think. Probably yeah, a good Buster one. Drake would be probably be a good one here as well because yeah, her charge. Although you could probably switch in AoE Ryer like Kentucky Ryer and then switch out for like Drake and stuff. Or probably like I guess probably another like or like arts or like a quick Ryer here as well. So like Lloyd Vinci for example could probably work. Although problem might be like getting to like this much AP at the end. So yeah, it's gonna be a bit tough there. But yeah, it's definitely, but definitely can be doable. Let's see. All right. Okay, tea break quests. Okay. Okay, so these are like looks like they're gonna get you like a lot of buddy points. Like 900. So yeah. And these look like mostly easy here. It's like you just need to get through like the wave after wave. And then sesame dumplings. Then we get a bunch of dumplings here. Mugwort, Sakura dumpling. If only if dumpling was still streaming. Okay. Yeah, this one I definitely recommend Alter Ego for this because yeah, mixed match here. 35 times 3, so probably trying to think. Yeah, okay, yeah, you video it more. And of course we get teapots as well, so. Okay. Act 3, which vegetables. At the start about enemies gain light, we pick vegetables, gain special resistance. Deep. Okay. Yeah, okay. Also, this has shrine too, so yeah. Make sure to take them out because they increase their things. Also, apply burn self on themselves, so that's not bad. Okay. This one here basically gains special defense 50%, 2 turns increases their attack by 10%, unremovable. Third free increases Pickle just right, which is Green Man, and then also and turn 5 well picked vegetables increases enemy's attack by 1%. Unremovable increases their MP gauge by 3 ticks. So yeah. Definitely would stall on this. Maybe to get this off until the special defense comes off a bit, but you can do that. Now, of course, you can do something that can do like unseemly amount of damage to just basically bypass most of it, and then yeah, just finish up what's left by the time it like gets off. Or no phantasm. Okay, enjoy your pumpkin pie. Okay, all enemies have high nursing, restores 3000 HP, sharing gain debuff immunity. Which, yeah, this is not actually bad, so. Seems that easy. You just probably just bring a good AoE, like a good assassin or probably a good alter ego AoE. Just wipe the board with it. Pretty straightforward. Okay. Okay, chocolate monster. Okay, and then basically we got 2 pals here. And then we got a big one up here. All chocolate monsters have motivation sources. When attacked, decrease the attacker's max HP by 200. Removes their gust stat. Gust deep buff that increases their own damage by 50 for each turns. At start battle, Mango uses Coco 300% and fully charges an impeding. Jeez. So yeah, you have to be careful of this. Probably, I guess, bring us Saber that can just wipe all these out, and then next round just bring in a good single target, and then basically that's like preferably like a Saber Berserker, or basically yeah, I guess Faker would probably work as well, and then just basically go out and then try to wipe the form of this one right here. That way it's like, that's gone and you don't have to worry about it. Alright. Okay. Body points right to left. Rice Cracker has Crumbling Coat. When attacked, increases on the critical damage rate by 1 time. 1 turn. So, okay. Fried Rice Cracker has Oily Coat. When being attacked, gains aid 1 time, 1 turn. Oily Soy Sauce. Glutinous Rice Cracker, long enough title there, has Granule Skin. When attacked, it drains 100 AP from the attacker without killing them. So yeah, it's probably best to bring in like a foreigner in this and just basically start dealing with the first wave. And then I think our last wave, just bring in like a good single target, or probably just help deal with the cleanup there. Okay, and then the epilogue. Okay, we got... This is going to be kind of a bit difficult. Probably, yeah, like I say, maybe best to bring in like an alter ego or something and then just go to town. Basically, Slightly Pickled has crunched vegetables. Remove 1 latest a buff when from the target when attacking. So yeah, even though you deal with it, and then it starts removing buffs. So yeah. Get rid of it for a start, and then yeah, everything else should be like pretty straightforward. Large rice serving has hot rice, gives buff target burn status, loses 300 turns every turn of attacking. And then finally to the last round, it's gonna be kind of like looking like a bit annoying here. It has carefully simmered meat, 60% chance to charm the target when attacking. So yeah, probably just AoE on like the last round. Really, just build up here for like. Build up here for a bit, although it's like gonna be like a bit of risk because of burn status and they're dealing berserkers, but if it could say probably go with it. Okay, challenge quest. And looks like we got... Okay, yeah, this is... Okay, it looks like we're dealing with Barzette and along with her Cervicu. At the start of battle, if Anger Menu is on the field, cancel Seal Designated Forces use of commencing battle skill. So yeah, probably bring in Mango. Keep him in the back, bring him in, and then use like a plug suit just to push him back so that way you get the buffs there. So yeah, start rolling for him, guys. Make sure you have a Mango for this. So yeah, I guess they're making him not as useless. Master has oh my, your opponent is me. Draws attention to enemies to itself by 600%. Reduces all damage by 2,000. Commits the battle. 500% chance to increase his party's defense by 30% for 3 turns. So yeah, it's like definitely bringing. Okay, yeah, definitely bringing Mango here. That probably helps deal with that. You ask for a cursed red spear, increases own instant kills success rate by 20%. Okay, that's when 1 bar is popped. Apparently enough is pop up for the seal designated force, which is interesting. that's because he has two, and then where's that has one? No, no, I see it. Okay, sign it once. Basically, 500% chance to increase its own attack by 30% for 5 turns. In addition, 500% chance to ignore invisibility for 5 turns. Okay, and then so yeah, this is gonna be really difficult for that. This is getting exciting. Increases 500% chance to grant self gut stats for 3 times. Revives for 50% AP, unremovable. Yeah, that's gonna be a bit. So yeah, 5 plus 500% chance to increase own attack and based on their own range HP. Permanent unremovable attack formula. So oh god, he's basically pulling a Hijikata here. Basically 10% plus 90% multiplied by 1 minus current HP max HP. And of course, Cine does a force there's a move to Pigify Bow. Cool Lancer's not. Okay. Okay, this is gonna be annoying. Only use that for all bars or God, it doesn't have gut stats, so yeah. Ku can come back again with a guts, beside next week should be easier, like 2500 HP. That's me. Also increases attack too, so yeah. Oh, we have self has debuffs there too, and Jarvis as well. Okay, protective air. Use this last action, assess it. 5 for a chance. Increase it. Okay, by 30%, so yeah. Yeah, so this is kind of difficult because I say focus on Ku, but then there's also the Forester as well. But yeah, definitely bring Mango in. But yeah, it's like it's gonna be on Lancer, but yeah, it's like so yeah, I'd probably definitely try to get through Lancer as quick as possible. Probably some good probably bring in Knights, and then I would say Faker as well would probably be good as here as well because yeah, does extra damage to alter egos and also damage to masters as well. Okay, if you actually have them up. Okay, now we got this, which yeah, will go up to 3 million points. So yeah, total. So yeah, we're gonna have like all these surprise chocolates, and then yeah, we're also gonna get the lock-ons too. Yeah, last lock-on is gonna be around. Well, it looks at we get to the last lockdown on at around right here, so that's like basically around 1.13 million basically points. So yeah. Okay, and then CUS. This is like a big list, so I'm not gonna really go over it. But yeah, apparently we also need to complete chapter LB6 to get Oberon's CE, which I guess is because of probably spoilers. So if you have Oberon, make sure to clear Oswald 6, guys. Okay. China Standards, Tropical Memorial, Bring Holiday, and Shadia Petit Angle. Okay, I guess they're previous ones. Cannot be attained from the event shop. Okay, and all chocolate craft princess have 80 or basically level 8 level 8 with max limit rumble break. You gotta buy 1 chocolate craft princess serving own and never cost 1. But yeah, if you have random last 3 years ones, and then I would say so equipped, and then probably farm a bit, and then when you get enough, probably feed them into your like seeds, and then go out and then start redeeming again. Because yeah, then chances are if you do good at farming, you'll get those seeds you want back. Yeah, we got like a lot here. Some of them service will actually get you more than one because they're it's both male and female in a sense too. So, or generalist. So yeah, yeah, that's pretty much it. Also, yeah, I just now realized that I could have just did that. All right. Okay. Now that that's done, where is? Okay. Alright, let's go and do this. Formation restriction, no support. You must form a party with your own service only. Support service will not be available, so be mindful of the party costs. As a major effect on the pretty nice this quest. These 70s have a lot of HP, so be sure to take cost of it into account when forming your party. Continue will not be available in this quest. Okay, where is she? Alright. Ox Demon King. Abroad. Alright, and then we want bitch. Where is bitch at? Alright. Let's go. Fed quest. The fast quest combat training 3 nights. Alright. Oh, okay. There we go. Yeah, this is probably gonna like pierce through a lot. Yeah, pretty much it. Yeah, pretty much very good there. Exhaustible mountain of dust. Okay. Increase the drop rate for void dust by 5% on top of the original drop rate. Traces of empty shadows failed without end. Diver, stopping nor dispersing. So yeah, that's pretty much done. Oh, that's nice how that's like if in there. Alright. Okay, I'm gonna use the restroom and then we're gonna do the Holy Night. Be right back.
I seriously thought that was gonna be Carmilla.
God.
Sorry, man.
Bark, please.
Do it.
Oh, fuck off! Fuck you, Jay!
Yes!
Fuck you! Good! If you're gonna prove that Kyuhime is sexy.
When did I ever say that?
What do you think?
Ew! What the fuck?
Hey!
Disgusting.
She's hot and sexy! She's hot and sexy! Wait, it's a harem girl! What is wrong with you guys?
Kill him with fire. Hey! My lord First Hassan, please kill this... What is this thing? A lizard with fire?
No! Don't
Snake.
kill the belly dancer!
He's a snake, sadly.
Yes. Oh good, even better. Kill the snake.
Oh, sorry, Spire. It only goes... It's up to... I haven't set it up for our best. Also, in that case, give us also a Summer of Suicide. And yeah, let's go on a date and discuss how Commander Lo-Fi sucks. And how he hasn't treated you worse. Oh god. Why did I get the feeling that Commander's from?
Yeah, man. I agree.
No.
Oh my, no, I forgot that,
Come on!
I
Caster?
forgot that she's now data lost.
Not the caster.
Oh.
Oh, I do have...
It's Marie. Hey, it's Lord Doom's waifu.
I think I have MP5 already.
That's not bad, actually.
Let's not Viva La France.
Berserker! Berserker!
Oh, are you serious?
Oh!
No!
Oh!
Who
Bezos, why?
It's Pent. Hold on.
Come on!
Number
Come
5.
on! Give me
5 stars
that
still alive.
Berserker! 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 Assassin!
What'd you get? Oh my god, he pulled Cleo!
He pulled Cleo!
Oh, well, hey. He just left!
During the Kyo Fireworks Festival. So what the hell is this crap? Bananas turned a tiara?
Oh, yes.
Tiara secretly my... Alright, back guys. Now let's get this started. Alright. Change themes. Show the Holy Night. On there. Alright. Okay. Unplugging this. Okay, USB. There we go. And we're gonna close this out, that. Okay. Next episode. Are you for real? Long time ago, I saw a beautiful bird fly overhead. Round and round, it circled the distant blue sky. How high it flew in this era when humans, not birds, reigned supreme, and yet the bird was completely uninterested in humanity's final endless desire for expansion, or creation of even higher homes, or the smoke billowing the industry's chimneys. The sky extends further than I could see. It belongs to no one. Not now. Not then. The bird was truly a noble creature. Flapping its wings powerfully across the wind, the ancient sky, until the sound of old cold iron, a wing shot is shot, and its symmetry gone forever. Cruel and tragic, the body plummets downwards. Not knowing his fate, the bird frantically beats its wings until the very end. One moment soaring in the eyes of the sky, the next crashing down and down to the sky, hard earth. This was the dream I saw. No matter how much I thought about it, its details remained clouded. What did the bird look like, for instance? Yeah, poor Birdo. Imagine if, well, thankfully, Bob isn't here yet. 7, are you for real?
はい今日の
Alright, class
授業はここまで
dismissed.
試
That
験範囲の総まとめなんかやっちゃいましたけどこれうちのクラスだけですからよそのクラスには内密にお願いしますね
that's
担任特権と思ってください
that's everything that will be on the test. Please don't stare with the other classes. You're the only ones I'm telling. I think of it as a homeroom bonus.
ほら原告の平均点ぐらいは学年一番にしておくと皆さんも鼻が高いと思いまして
Remember, this class gets the highest scores. You can brag about it to all the other classes. Well, it's not much bragging since we get like advantage of sorts. Mr. Yamashiro chuckled as he finished. This is typical of the type of teacher responsible for Year 2, Class C, the master of relaxing his pupils.
先生、口元に本音出てる。鼻を高くしたいのは私たちじゃないですよね。
I think you got it backward, Mr. Yamashiro. You're the one who's after bragging rights.
鼻っていうかメンツですよね。先生、里中先生に嫌味言われてばっかりだし。
Yeah, then you can finally get Mr. Sato off his back. We know he's been making fun of you all semester for our bad grades, sir.
つうかはっきり言えばいいんすよ。お前ら頭悪すぎだって。いやまあ、うちのクラス見事なまでに体育会系ばっかりだけどさ。
We're like total washouts except for our totally excellent sports skills.
いえいえテストの点数だけが学生生活ではありませんから僕から言うべきことは何も
Please, although it might not mean much coming from me. High school is more than just your test scores.
先生方もそこまで目くじら立ててるわけじゃないので別にクラス全員が赤点でも僕の人生には何ら関わりはないんですけどね
Teachers don't really care that much about your grades, you know. Even if you all fail, it's not like anything bad will happen to us.
しかし一方では一人厄介な御人がおりまして
But there is one student who does bother me.
皆さんが選んだ全校生徒代表の方なんですがこれが恐ろしいのなんの
I think you all know who I'm talking about. You chose her to represent the entire student body. A monetarily awful decision.
テストの点数が低いのは生徒ではなく教育する側が無能だからです教育委員会への報告準備はいつでもできていますのでと日夜脅してくるんですよ
She makes it a daily point to threaten to report me to the Board of Education, claiming my students' grades are the result of poor education rather than lack of studying.
それでも生徒たちが治らないようならその時は直接私が監督しますとか生徒としてどうなんですかねあれ
She said if students score so improved, she'll come to supervise my classes herself. What kind of students even said such a thing? Yeah, such students have to have a lot of balls to say that to a teacher. The warm atmosphere in the room suddenly felt below freezing. Says the class knew who their true enemy was.
ああ、そっか。山城先生生徒会の顧問だったっけ。ナムナム。
Right, I forgot Mr. Yamashiro was the senpai advisor.
さすがは応援団を立ち直らせた上傑。教師一人退職に追い込むなど造作もね。
The student president managed to revive the cheer squad. Revive the cheer squad, so I would be surprised to get forced out and teach her how to job too.
やっぱりな。会長絶対年サバ読んでるって。あの迫力、同年代と思えねえし。
Yeah, I heard she can guess the teacher's ages with 100% accuracy. I can't believe she's the same age as us.
ほら、うちの女子と比べると特に、こう、おっぱい的に
I mean, look at her compared to the girls in her class. Her boobs are way bigger.
先生、木の実だけでも A 組に引き取ってもらえませんか？そりゃ男子はみんな猿ですけど、こいつだけレベルの違う猿ですよ、絶対。
Oh God, please, Mr. Please get Kamui moved to Class A, sir. It's hard without the class full of apes, but he's such a pig.
あれでも女子 A 組だけどあんまり成績良くねえよな中の上ぐらいじゃなかったっけ
But you know, that girl doesn't even get the grades for a Class A member. Kind of middle of the pack, right?
そうだけど別にいいんじゃない塾も行ってないし生徒会仕切ってたまにバイトまでしてるんだから
That's
あ
the
れで学年トップだったら逆に気持ち悪すぎ。
that's the point, dumbass. She doesn't need to go to cram school. She's on the student council and sometimes does a job or two. It would be hideous if she got awesome grades too.
だよな。
I
周
think
囲は
this-
副会長に
oh,
任せとけばいいんだよ。
No, we should leave good grades to the vice president.
まあまあ皆さん、噂話はそのあたりで。地獄耳という言葉もありますから。
That's all right. That's enough gossiping, everyone. It's not nice to talk about people behind their backs.
じゃあ、それなりに復習をよろしく。あんまり点数が悪いと冬休みそのものがなくなりますからね。
In any case, good luck with your studies. Remember, if your grade's still approved, then winter vacation gets canceled.
それとしずきくん、ちょっといいですか？
Oh, and Suzuki, can I have a word before you go? Mr. Yamashiro gathered his things and beckoned for Sojiro to join him in the hallway. There were no other students to be seen, despite it being break time between classes. Voices were audible in the distance, but the hall itself felt strangely quiet and calm. Perhaps it was due to the sense of confinement created by the lack of windows. Usually, students spend their breaks either in classrooms or on the vanilla.
なんで
What
す
is
か？
this, sir?
いえ、そう大した用事じゃないんですけどね。
Oh, nothing major.
試験前にこんな話をするのもデリカシーがないんですが、気になったので。
Sorry to bring this up right before exams,
学校
but
には慣れたかな。
I've been meaning to ask, how's everything going on with school? You seem to be alright. Although the level of concern from the teacher sounded that Sojiro felt reassured. It was only natural. After having to deal with such difficult personalities lately, Mr. Yamashiro's trivial questions were refreshing.
はい。学校の作りや決まりなら自分なりに分かってきました。友達も増えましたし。
I understand the basis of the school life for now, and I've made friends too.
そっか、それはよかった。うちのクラスは口の悪い面々だけど、その分気を使わなくていいからね。
Good.
しずきくんと相性が良くて助かったよ。
Glad to hear it. Students in my class send them mouth off, so don't take him too seriously. I'm glad you're able to fit in. Sojoro's eyes shone brightly in appreciation. Not in those words, Mr. Yamashiro was forgivable, downright detestable man who did not even deserve the title of a teacher. But Sojiro found himself considerate in his own ways. Man.
アルバイトもほどほどにね。試験前だって言えば、大抵のところは休ませてくれるから、あまり無理はしないように。
Take it easy with part-time jobs. We give students a lot of time before exams, but don't push yourself too hard.
また、試験で困ったことがあったら、周りに相談しなさい。一人で悩んでいても時間の無駄だよ。
If you have
ほら、学校っていうのは話し相手にだけは困らないから。
if you have trouble with exams, just ask the other students for help. There's no need to suffer in silence. If the school has anything, it's plenty of people to talk to. With the wave in his hand, Mr. Yoshi was gone. The pure-hearted Sojiro gave him a sudden nod as if to say he accepted advice of his so-called forgettable teacher and went back to his classroom. And then...
女のことで相談だ？
Come again, you want my advice about girls? Yeah, probably not the best guy to be getting advice from. So in fact, yeah, he was like complimenting on breast sizes just a minute ago. So John, not wasting a moment putting Mr. Yamashiro's advice into practice.
そうらしい。難問にぶち当たっているんだ。
Yeah, it's like I hit wall with them.
深く考えてみて気づいたんだが、どうも自分は発想が貧困らしい。
Thought about it, and thought about it, but I realized that I'm no good at figuring them out. Sojiro averted his eyes of shame over his lack of insight.
いや、豊かだと思ってたことがびっくりなんだけど。まあいい、こっち来い。
You could fool me. I thought you were a man with the ladies. Well, here comes the right guy. Follow me. Sake was... Kamui grabbed Sojiro by the shoulder and pulled him over to the wall. Kamui had nearly burst out laughing when Sojiro, with a straight face, admitted his difficulty with girls, but realized that it was the first time Sotaro ever turned to him for advice. Sotaro was always able to break down any tasks in his part-time jobs into bite-sized pieces, but he was clearly struggling with a different problem now. This is going to take some serious effort.
で、なんかやっちまったのか? Yo.
Okay, give me a straight pal. How big did you screw up? I didn't screw up yet, but I might have to, dude.
木の実、例えばの話、マッドベアにハリセンボンみたいな女の子が入ってきたとする。
Let's say a girl walked into Mama Bear, who is prickly as a porcupine.
その子は俺が嫌いで、マッドベアから出て行ってほしいようなんだけど、
She
俺は
is.
マッドベアをやめるわけにはいかない。
He doesn't like me and wants me to leave, but I don't want to. Sotaro explained that he can't just quit his part-time job at the restaurant. He needs the money. Many glanced a few times to indicate he was still following Sotaro's story.
つまりその女を追い出したいと。
So you want the girl to split?
逆
No, I want her to be
なんとか
okay with
認め
me
てもらいたい
working there.
隠していたけど、俺はその女の子が嫌いというわけじゃなくて。
Because the thing is, I sort of don't like her. Sotaro found this brow. Camilla cannot help but laugh at his friend like a manly resolve in his answer. That was for the one area where Gusase skills and experiences were triple dose of Sotaro. Now I see.
なんだよ。要はナンパかよ。むしろ仲良くなりたいってわけ?
It's just an art bird, man. You want to get along with her, right? Sotaro wasn't sure how to respond. He nodded slowly without really understanding the implications of what Kamui said.
けど、どうすればいいのかわからない。そもそもどうやって同い年の女の子と仲良く話ができるんだ?
But I don't know what to do. How can I get along with girls my age?
クラスの女どもとは話してんじゃん。あれでいいんだっつの。俺は羨ましいっつの。
You can talk to girls class all the time, honestly. You make all the other guys look bad. You're natural at it. Yeah, except the thing is, these girls are not as stone cold and emotionless as Alice is.
持ち前の天然系で押してけばいいべ。
Just being your usual cool self, and sure you're gonna be fine.
山育ちってのは希少なアイデンティティだと思うぜ。珍しいものは生かさないとさ。
Being raised in the mountains makes you Mr. Mysterious. You gotta be used to that unique identity your badge.
珍しいというのはあんまりいいことじゃない気がする。
Really? I don't think being unusual is such a good thing, though.
だいたいそもそも嫌われている場合はどうすればいいんだ? クラスのみんなは親切だけど、相手はハリセンボンだ。
Like, how do you
この
talk?
際ハリネズミでもいい。
How do you talk to someone who hates your guts? People in class are nice, but I'm dealing with a thorny beast out here. Or maybe a hedgehog is better metaphor.
そういう場合はめげなきゃいいんだよ。相手が折れるのを待つって寸法だな。トゲだけに。
Don't be a chicken, man. You know what they say, a tiny thorn can stop a lion. She'll come around. Sotaro's brow sunk deeper still.
この例え話はダメだ。
Now these abstract metaphors are too much for me. You need more concrete material to work with.
ばっか。女なんてのは機嫌を取ってればいいんだよ。
Come on, dude. You have to put in the work to get on the girl's good
ま
side.
ずは女の趣味とか大事にしてるもんとか聞いて、そこをフォローすればいい。自分の都合より相手の都合だ。まずは外堀から攻めろってことだな。
First, ask about her hobbies and stuff she likes, then go from there. Think about what she wants, not what you want. You gotta put some in from there where they're weak, as they say. You mean,
外堀、外回りか。
don't be too direct.
もち
You got it.
その後はまあ結局はこれが一番効果的なんだけどな。袖の下ってやつ、プレゼントで釣れ。
And you got, and then comes the most important part, probably. You gotta shower in presents. Although, I would say be careful with this, otherwise this might end up turning into love bombing.
その時の需要と供給さえ合えば、嫌われてても受け取ってもらえる。 受け取らせちまえばあとはそれが義理になるってもんだ。
If the supply matches the man, she'll accept your gift, even if she doesn't like you. Then you got her, and you feel like she owes you one. Kamui then proclaimed with an odd sense of pride that his approach had resulted in only failure for him.
けど問題がある木の実。
There's only one problem, Kamui.
確かにご飯とかそういうのをおごってもらうと嬉しい。
Get that girls like being taken out to dinner, but for Alice, this is gonna be different.
わかってるわかってる。
You can't afford it, I know. I got you covered. I'm gonna let you know a small, sleek secret.
そういうしずきくんのために一丁割のいいバイトを紹介してやろうじゃん。
An easy way to get you some cold hard dough. It said from the side of the costume deeper into one corner. In front of the lockers where no one even ever said to walk. It would be days before Social realized the Justin he was of the illegitimate kind. The kind you should not have shared with anyone. This is gonna be really bad. That night, there at the mansion was the feast of bread. Soft slices sacked in a center of the table, surrounded by variously colored jams. A bowl of salad mainly by this, with a small plate of evenly cut ham. So it's kind of like breakfast for dinner in a sense. Social may have no frame of reference for what the average family dinner should be, but you can tell that this was most certainly not normal. In truth, a first-rate case of laziness.
チョコのペースト切れたままじゃん。
Oh, we're out of chocolate spread.
アリス、新しいの買っておいてって言わなかった？
Didn't I tell you to buy some more, Alice?
今日は一日部屋にこもっていたから。
I've been locked away in my room all day.
第一、チョコレートを食べるのはあなただけよ。自分のものは自分で調達をするべきね。
And more importantly, you're the only one who eats that stuff, so you should buy it. For these two girls, however, dinner seemed to be completely normal. They had a system of irregularly taking turns of being in charge of meals, and tonight was Alice's turn. Remember, she would spend a little time and effort as possible, only truly applying herself when there was something to celebrate. Of course, Sochiro was none the wiser to Alice's unique approach to food preparation for him. It was a plain, lackluster meal, and when it came to dinner, not saying anything to a chair was a staple of their meals. The sound of scraping of chairs and the tick-tock of the clock were the only things that could be heard in the sunroom. So himself had already eaten, and at this moment he was watching goings on from the drawing room.
宗十郎、9時からアルバイトでしょ？行ってらっしゃい。私たちのことは気にしないでいいから。
Your part-time starts at 9, right, Sojiro? See you later then. Don't mind us.
ああ、じゃあ行ってくる。
Okay, I'll get going then. Yeah. Good luck trying to figure out Alice, buddy. It's definitely very mysterious. Sojiro, sounds like definitely a woman hard to impress. Donned his coat with a goodbye nod. When Sojiro glanced at it again into the sunroom, in the moment we locked eyes with Alice, or so he imagined. Huh? She had been ignoring him all day, and not just refusing to talk to him. She avoided him so much as to not look at him all day until this very moment. You can understand it. He was annoying her as an outsider in the mansion, but he felt no emissary at her grace just now. Maybe she's just glancing at the general direction of the drawing room. Totoro looked nervously surrounded for hanging in the foyer. Alice only let her gaze return to was completely sure he's gone. So much drama. Of course, followed by Alice's brazen display. So much so settled her America of fear, apparently apathy crumbled.
何？献立に不満でもあるの？青子。
Was that Akko still upset over tonight's lack of chocolate?
もちろんあるけど、いつものことだし慣れてるわよ。
It would be, but I'm so over expecting other people to pull their weight.
私が呆れてるのは、あんたの意地の悪さの方。
No, what I can't understand is your attitude.
徹底的に無視してるくせに相手の反応を伺ってるなんてめめしくない？
It's pretty,
罠張って待ち受けるようなもんじゃない。
pretty sissy of you to pretend to ignore him while watching his every move. Could you be any more obvious to with such a cheap trap?
彼の反応なんて探ってないわ。そもそも興味がないもの。それと今のは差別発言ね。めめしいという表現は女性軽視に過ぎるわ。
It's not watching. I was not watching his every move. I could care less what he does. And mind how you use the word sissy. It reeks of
今の
sexism.
場合ならあなたは矛盾していると言ってちょうだい。
Next time, just say you're a hypocrite, okay?
うわ、自覚ありときた。
Well, look who's suddenly found a soapbox. Choosing not to raise her roommate's jai, Alice returned soon the Alco tore the pieces of bread and ate them, one by one, anger still visible on her face.
じゃあここからは青崎青子としてじゃなく共犯者としての質問ね。
Forget whatever issues you and me have, Irma, and take some advice from someone who knows a thing or two about messing with that boy.
アリス的に彼を見逃していいと思える判断材料はない？
Maybe we need to cut him some slack.
ありえないけど、実は彼も魔術師でしたなんてオチであったとしても、ここに住まわせるのは容認できない？
Hypothetically, let's say he turns out he's the mage too. Then would you be okay with him living here?
その理由なら認めるわ。彼を許すのではなく、そんなことに気づかなかった私たちへのペナルティとして。
Sure, but not for his benefit. I couldn't think of a more fitting punishment for you and I for not recognizing his ability sooner.
そうね。今のは絶対にありえない話だけど。
Yes.
それと同じに絶対の結論もまたないわ。
So, yes, hypothetically speaking, I would, but we could burn that bridge when it comes to it.
彼がここに住む選択を飲む場合すらあるかもしれない。気の迷いは私にだってあるのだし。
But till then, perhaps I should accept his presence here. Perhaps not. I reserve the right to have whims of my own.
ええ、そういうことよ。
Then we're agreed.
今は私との義理とかプライドで冷静を保ってるあんただけど、あいつの努力次第で少しは。
You can keep your chilly distance out of duty to me or personal pride, but he shows signs of improving, then maybe.
それは諦めて。彼が何をしようと無駄だから。
Dream on. It doesn't matter what he does. He'll never change.
あなたも知っていると思うけど。
As you very well know. Alice never had been the type to wear guard down around others. The young witch despised humans, having recreated so many of their objects and fairy tales.
そんなのあんた個人のトラウマでしょ？自分の意固地さんを魔女の血統云々で棚上げするのはそれこそめめしいわ。
You can't use being a witch as an excuse for every personal issue you have. And yet another example of you being sissy, if you ask me.
いいじゃない。嫌いなら嫌いではっきりしてれば。
It's fine if you dislike him, just come out and act like it. Stop,
私が気に食わないのはね、あんたのどっちつかずの態度よ、アリス。
stop trying to have it both ways.
どっちつかずの態度。
And what's that supposed to mean?
そう。無視するなら徹底して無視してやれって言ってるの。
If you want to ignore him, then ignore him for real.
ガチガチに守りを固めて、そのくせ城門だけ開けて、獲物が油断して入ってきたら串刺しにする気満々とか、相棒として見てられないわ。
You're fortifying the castle walls while leaving a front gate wide open, waiting for him to make a horrible mistake of exactly what you're urging him to do. It's gross to watch.
あいつにできることなんて、閉ざされた門を開けることぐらいだっていうのに、その機会さえなくすのはどうなの？
If you don't want him to come inside, then shut him the damn door already.
ごめんなさい、青子。もう少し簡単に言って。
I'm sorry, Akko, you lost me.
その例えは、ちょっと。
Say it again in plain English. Well, I guess in this case would be Japanese. Alice seemed unable to guess Akko's metaphor. Well, actually, putting Japanese translated into English, or what, like, somewhat good somewhat good translation. Meanwhile, Akko had already headed up to here with her roommate's lack of self-awareness and was starting to lose her cool.
だから興味ないとか言っておきながら粉かけるなってこと。あんなにチラチラ盗み見たらあいつ変に勘違いしちゃうかもしれないでしょ。
If you don't care, then quit worrying so much about him. If you notice you going at him, then he might just get the wrong idea.
アリスはああ見えて本当は自分と仲直りしたがっているに違いない。じゃあ早速部屋に押しかけてみようとか。
He's probably thinking Alice looked like she wanted to patch things up. Or maybe I should go and stop by her room. Or worse.
そういうことに
You really think so?
なる。少なくとも私だったらいい加減イライラして話があるなら校舎裏まで来いって決着つけかねないレベル。この毒。
Yes, if it were me, you would be doing... If it were me, you would be... Were doing that too. I'll be dragging you to the back and smacking your senses, bitch.
そうだった。
I love Alko. She's like really blunt and pretty well, I'll be more careful.
別に彼と話をする気はないんだし、私も彼を見ていたというより、彼の手足を見ていたのだし。
It's not like I want to talk to him really, and for the record, I don't look at him exactly, only his arms and legs.
手足ってなんで？
Why in the world would you only look at his arms and legs?
手足は手足よ。彼個人には思うところはないけど。
Because of what happened the other night, I doubt even he remembers.
それが少しだけ気になって、つい視線で追っていたのね。
Just thinking about it, and just happened over to glance over at his arms and legs.
あの夜って遊園地のこと？なんかしたっけあいつ？
Me at the music, I don't remember him doing anything special. Alice's expression soured. She felt like sitting on over her feet.
飛んだでしょ、彼。
Saw the way he flew in the air, don't you?
レールの上から私のダンプティーに向かって。
Off the track and straight at my dumpty.
そんなこと言ってたらね。勢いでつい1メートルぐらいだから飛んじゃったとか。
Sir, you were raving about how he flew a whole couple of feet. Akko had not exactly seen it in person, luckily. All she knew that the spell she had placed on Soshiro was part of the reason he survived the jump of death. Alice, on her hand, had observed the whole scene from the clock tower, and only lasted an instant, but it had burned itself into her mind's eye, or when her precious moon had fallen at Akuno's hands, the flat snark came tumbling down.
でも、それがどうしたの？卵の敵討ちってわけ？
So that's it. You want to get back in for what happened to Dumpy, don't you?
ダンプティーは壊れるのが仕事だから、敵討ちも何もないわ。
Dumpty's destruction was purely business.
人間の体ってあんな風に動くんだなって。
I feel no need for retaliation. I was just intrigued to observe the moment of a human body. As it goes, for someone with little human interaction as Alice, social sleep must have appeared quite remarkable. Particularly because his arms and legs were orders of magnitude less capable than those of an animal in the forest. And yet, even with such feeble legs, with those meek arms, he managed to fly through the open air like a bird. Sure, it was akin of feeling safe when they see a wild creature in national habitat.
気にしないで。機会があるならもう一度見たいと思っただけ。
Again, I mentioned it. I just hope that I can witness that again someday.
別に彼に何を期待しているわけじゃないわ。
When I say human, I am not referring to him.
なるほど。アリスのプロイって大体が人型じゃないしね。単に物珍しさで見ていただけか。
I see it was novel of you. Makes sense considering that most of your polys have non-human forms. Akko sighed and released the tension from her shoulders. She was disappointed to discover that Alice's behavior stemmed from a simple curiosity, like a child with a new toy. And Alice was in no position to take issue with her reaction. And how could she? She was not entirely sure what was it that she herself was feeling.
夕食、明日は私が作るから。
I'll make dinner tomorrow.
試験前だってのに、こんなしょぼくれたもん食べさせられたら、一夜漬けする気合も湧かないわよ。
And another meal like this before exams is going to make it impossible to study.
ご自由に。私も手が空いて助かるわ。
No complaints from me, I certainly wouldn't mind the free time. Matt came and went to the mansion. For better or worse, his services that caused a foreign affair have not caused the kettle to boil over. Hey, Wilbur, spy. Next morning at 6:30, the sunlight spread across the sky. Sotro walked to school with Akano in the chilly morning air.
いい？洋館にいるときは、極力一人にならないこと。
So try not to ever be alone in the house, okay? It was her intention to keep Sotro safe until you left the mansion. Nonetheless.
眠い。6時から登校とか、あんたも働き者ね。
God, I'm sleepy. What's the deal with going to school so early?
そうでもないよ。30分仕出しを手伝うだけだし。
And I had to pull a 30-minute ship helping with deliveries. 30 minutes? Man. His work ethic was a little too strong for a student at entering finals. It's like,
それより青崎、無理してないか。
for me, it's like, yeah,
別
it's
に
like
こっち
8
に付き合
hours.
うことないんだぞ。
So you're not pushing yourself too hard, Alasaki? You don't need to keep the tabs on me, though.
ご心配なく。生徒会室で仮眠取るから。約束だし、門までは一緒に行くわよ。
Oh, don't worry. I'll catch up and sleep on the student council's room when we're done. I promise you I'll walk with you as far as the front gate. I plan to stick to it. But attention, Akko was worried. What traps did her roommate have in store for him? She could not imagine Alice had planned anything to go down in the woods, but she wanted to be safer than sorry. At least she could do was accompany Sotro to school. That was what she finally confirmed too. The traps that presented themselves could be dealt with at the spot. Well, not dealt with so much as destroyed as Akino's forte, but that would have been enough to keep him safe from the whole time being.
帰り道に関しては、アリスもそこまで暇ではないと信じるしかないんだけど。
As for when you get out of school, all we can do is hope that Alice is short on free time today. Okay. If Alice was willing to put her energy in a new trap after the first one has failed, then they were as good as dead anyway. Akko wouldn't cross that road when they came to it. It all depended on how deep Alice's dislike for Sotro really went. It would have been enough to make her abandon her pride as a witch, something that she protected previously until now. If that were the case, Akko knew she would never be able to keep him safe. The moment 24/7 protection came necessary was the moment she had failed. Her character led her to focus on what she could do in there, and now that ignored the rest. And the current plan of hers was the best at doing right by everyone. Left behind the Kanoji estate, and the two remained together until the residential area at the bottom of the hill, where Akino's glanced casually at Sojiro.
ところで、
So any
何
thoughts?
かか
Probably sweet Sojiro saw through her harmless question and sensed the bigger issue. I was going to win Alice over. In fact, he had been thinking about that very question. According to his friend, there were three basic approaches he could take. One was a roundabout approach.
こいつは時間がかかるが最も自然だ。
This one takes the longest but most natural.
人間ってのは自分が好きなものを大切にされるとコロッと気を許しちまう。仲間意識ってやつだな。
You must love it when you pay attention to things that you like, just as if friends do. In other words, instead of focusing on the person one wishes to win over, one should focus on their interests. The surprisingly mature opinion coming from Kamui. Unfortunately, Sotro had no idea what sort of things Alice liked. She seemed very fond of the mansion, but what he could do, clean it for her, he sensed that would have the reverse effect. He had a distinct feeling that she would not want him to touch what was precious to her. Second approach was to take the errant track.
でもやっぱり本体を落とすのが一番早い。俺たちに魅力がないのなら、魅力のある外付け装備に頼るのだ。
That's the fastest way to get someone to fall for you when you can't coast your natural good luck charm, looks of charms. That's what your wall is for.
そう、プレゼントなんだよ、しずきくん。
You know, I talk about gifts. A quick and dirty strategy to assess a strike. We'll play someone's feelings with an expensive gift. And social sound like the best chance. Approach was easy for him to grasp, as it appreciates to simplify. However, let's take consider the first approach. A step was missing, and without that step, the plan was one to fail. Don't your option well, I guess.
剣ってやつ？
Wait,
俺
see.
にはよくわかんないけどさ、やりすぎると悪い印象を持たれるとか殿下が言ってたな。
But if you try too hard, your plan is about to backfire. Like, you don't ever want the girl.
意識させちゃダメなんだとよ。付き合った後で、あれ？私落とされたと気づかせるのが上等なんだとか。
Like, you don't ever want the girl to have a sudden epiphany of, oh, now I love him. It's better that it draws on her after you hung out together for a while. Like, wait, I think I might like him. Now, Socho was not quite grasp all the details. He understood the basic idea. Don't press your luck. Knew as much as a good advice. You try extremely hard to get Alice. You would have to try extremely hard to get on Alice's good side. And he could tell that it would be a long process to get there. Socho recalled the time he wandered inside the fox's territory in the mountains. He left some food on the ground for the fox, and they never barred him again. But considered a goodwill and kindness varies from person to person. But there's enough goodwill from the one side. Regardless of where that's a goodwill is reciprocated, the other side is eventually will start to feel an obligation to do so. That was the key.
大丈夫。考えてるよ。とりあえず自分にできることとか、したいことをしようと思う。
It's okay, I think it's something for now. I can only do what I can do.
安心してくれ。青崎に忠告されたことすらきちんと守る。
Don't worry, I'm taking your counsel to heart, Awazaki. Socho seems to really face things head on. Although, why does he not just ask Akano if she knows like any good interests Alice might have? Since that would have been actually the much more direct approach. His answer did little to reassure Akano, however, she found herself more concerned about his safety than ever before.
学校にあるようなほうきが欲しい。
You're looking for a broom like the ones at school?
そうなんだ。できれば安く買えるとか。
Yeah, the cheaper the better.
しずきの家、アパートよね。ほうきなんてもの必要とは思えな
Don't
い。
you live in an apartment? Who needs a broom in an apartment?
いや、ちょっと気になるところがあって掃除がしたいんだ。ゴミ袋もあると助かる。
You know, I've been wanting to clean these up for a while. Good to use some trash bags too.
無駄な出費はできないって言ってたくせに。
Are you supposed to be broke or something?
まあどうでもいいけど、うちのでよければ使う？貸してあげましょうか。
Whatever. Want to reuse my broom? Then I'll lend it to you if you want.
多分一日じゃ終わらないから自分で買うよ。
Actually, I need it longer for than one day, so maybe best I buy my own.
元から欲しかったものだし、あると便利だよ、ほき。
I mean, I always find my own broom. Brooms are nice to have around, you know. So long as he doesn't try to take off of it. Yeah, I think Alice would get annoyed with that. Churchill was on his way home from this part-time job after school. It was 4 in the afternoon, 2 hours earlier than his part-time job would have normally ended. The man Bear's head chef and got into trouble with accountants for making a student work the day before exams. Thus, Socho's boss had tearfully sent him home early. And that's when this happened. They rushed to a standard schedule and it must have been the shock they needed. Nobody would meet up with Akko after she was done with student council affairs and got no with her. However, today, Socho was asking their students who worked at the same place if they had any shops in the area where he could buy a room.
田舎者の趣味って理解不能ね。推強すぎ。
God, what is wrong with you? People in the countryside are like weird, so weird.
うちの近くにまっついラーメン屋あるでしょあそこの通りを終わりまで行けば起きたって金物店がある
Anyway, you know that nasty wrong place near school? Just go to the end of that street. There's a hardware store called Okita.
一式揃えるなら西口のホームセンターより安く上がるわ
Wait, it's not named after Okita Soji, is it? Got a weird name for... Okay, now I can picture Okita basically having like her own... opening up her own brand of hardware stores. I'm just imagining Nobu trying to get a job there too, like work the cashier or something, try to stock. It's way cheaper than Oma Supply Store to the west of the station, as long as they have what you want anyway. Although, stuff you see like all the cows and Garrett's being chased off just by Nobu.
私のチャリ使うどうせ試験明けまで使わないし
Use my bicycle if you want, I don't care. I don't need it until exams are over anyway. Social eyes lit up a man's savior, but biking uphill to a mansion, you alone with a package to carry, was not very far.
いや、自転車には乗ってみたいけど、今回は遠慮するよ。じゃあ、また明日。
Appreciate the offer, but I'll pass. See you at school tomorrow. Say farewell to his co-workers as he head to the hardware store. You need a cheap and sturdy bamboo broom and a large adjustment to go with it. If possible, a push cart and a stick for a sprint would have definitely been nice too. As a happy social wanted quite a few things. Alice returned to work after waking from her nap. The Kenoji estate had annexed that house a library. The library was filled with books handed down from her mother, so it was Alice's territory, such that even Akko dare not enter. The mansion was a witch's abode left behind by the times. The library was a fairy tale headquarters lost to the ages. It's a national sanctuary for the young witch who command the boys to do her bidding. She relied on her memory to recall on the location of each book on the many shelves, and then she saw it. Upon raising her head, she was met with the most unusual of sights. Her elegant eyebrows bristled with a distaste. For what the most she failed to accomplish anything she planned for the day. She was set focused on a stare of the strange sight outside her window, her eyebrows fixed on the position until the sun set. Oh well. Moving into the grand mansion on the hill had not brought any major changes to Jojo's day-to-day schedule. He woke up. He went to his part-time job, ate breakfast, and then went to school. Classes came and went, and it was still strange to do, broken up by the rare and brief moments of rest until school day ended. He left school, went to his part-time job, slept, woke up, and studied for exams. A modest life for a modest man, continuing every day in the same fashion despite his best efforts to change his fortune. But nothing ever really changes. Wherever Akko was by his side of the mansion, as was frequently the case, or where Alice was making him drink some potion, she prepared for going to bed. The word was to by Akko make him feel better. The wire was to to keep him safe, even if he did not fully appreciate it. I don't know, I think that Alice was with Akko there. Then one day, a day like any other, while Sutra was pouring himself some tea as he worried over the lack of change in his life. Oh, by the way, the situation of Alice was the same as ours, but there was one major change this morning as he was drinking black tea instead of green. He thought there were all sorts of different types of tea to be found in the kitchen. The newcomer in the world of tea like Sutra could not tell one of them from the next. Naturally, his tea-making skills were limited to tea bags, one of which he placed in his cup before returning to the dining table. And Alice and Akno were already set. The two were eating in silence. This house was everyone in this household, it was everyone for themselves when it came to breakfast. The diplomatic description of their breakfasts could be simple. The more accurate description would be 2 slices of stale bread prepared in seconds. Akano exchanged a word or two with Alice and took a sip of tea and stood from her seat. Since there was winter break and a high score for the high score Alice, she returned to her room after eating as she normally did, while Akano headed to the front door, shoes in hand, ready for school. After hurriedly cleaning the table, Central rushed out to the door after Akano. Together, they walked down the elongated direction of the school. They had spent 3 days following this very simple routine.
ところで、あれから動きはあった?
So any word on you know who? Let's go ahead and an evening ride. Butter bread roll. On one hand, Alice replied with a simple silent shake of her head.
そう。ならあっちも次の手を考えているんでしょうね。魔術師本体の居場所は見当ついてる?
I thought so. The enemy must have considered their next move too. Have you figured out where the mage is? Her response was exactly the same. Without showing the slightest sign of dejection, she continued to chew the roll and took a stab at her bread.
そう。私も試験が終わったら手伝うから、それまで悪いけど一人でやってて。
Okay, then
だか
I'll.
らあのバカを一夜漬けにしなくちゃいけないんで、余裕ないの。
Okay, then I'll help you once exams are over and you can manage your own then. Until then, I have to help that idiot study, so my schedule is pretty warped. Alice's face grew door as she had something to get off her chest.
問題ないでしょ? アリスはもう休みに入ってるんだから、一日全部使えるじゃない。
Don't give me that look. You're on winter break. You can spend all day working on it, can't you? Alice indeed had vacation to spend all day on every day working as a mage. Yet she had spent some of the past few days holed up in the library said. She was hurriedly devoting herself to dealing with the challenger, as Akano put it.
アリス? 聞いてる?
Alice, are you listening?
わかってる。今夜からそっちもやるから。
Yes, I'll get to work on it tonight. Sighing, she stood up. What was worrying Alice, and what was it that she wanted to say? What she had been doing only 2 hours earlier. The anguish it took her to leave from the breakfast table without offering a single clue. Masaki High was a private school, and as such, its winter break started earlier than public schools. The end of term ceremony was in mid-December, followed by a brief respite for the next term began. Of course, that was if and only if they overcame the classic obstacles lying between them and an extended break for school final exams. The radio continued its broadcast late into the night. A thermos of hot tea emulated the need to venture down the kitchen. Electric blanket kept the winter cold, and the crab-shaped pastry shaved off any daytime hunger. Those were the lengths of Akano had gone to, so it needed her that every aspect of her surroundings helped her pull a successful all-nighter.
期末試験1日目、ご苦労様。
Congrats on surviving the first day of exams.
それで、生まれ変わる覚悟はできた?
Are you ready to leave your old study habits behind and be reborn as a new student? Sancho nodded earnestly. Upon returning from work, he encountered not the mage they expected, but the Demon Student Council President, Aozaki. Half a day earlier. The first day exams were over and Sancho was about to head back to the mansion where he hoped to put his plan into practice when...
今夜、私の部屋で監禁ね。
Tonight I'm holding you prisoner.
あ、夕方からのアルバイトは当然キャンセル。ちょっと本気であの点数はありえないから。
The grades are simply unacceptable. Cancel your shifts and any other plans you have. Yep, that's Alco. A cold and blue green. Cold blue grin. Greeting him in the hallway. Quenched in her fist was Socho's exam paper. Mr. Yamashiro had no doubt said,
転校してきたばかりだし しょうがないよね。
It's only just transferred. We can't accept miracles. Expect miracles. But she had snatched a...
Thank you, mortal, and welcome to the Diomic Army.
Hey, thank you, Miss, BTN, for the follow, and welcome in. How goes it? But she tried to snatch the exam paper out of the teacher's hands the minute she tried to show her. That was how Sotra ended up in Akino's room. And instead of the room, an attic which she was accustomed to. Although her situation was far from normal, the end of the day was adolescent girl like any other. Naturally, she felt uncomfortable letting the boy, her own age, into her room. However, his grades were truly something called for desperate measures. Oh god. Do I even want to know what he got? Doing alright, just run out to work. Had to drop a file because, well, you got... Keeps supporting you from your past life. Okay, gotcha. Well, have a good day of work then. And thanks for the file, much appreciated. Oh, okay. Oh wait, yeah, I think I know. It's okay. Oh yeah, sorry. It's like I'm so used to one. Also, shout out to Alicia guys. They're part of. They're well known to the Kankan Buns. Make sure to check them out. Pretty chill and pretty fun. Fun as well. Which you can also check out the rest of the team here too at the Kankan Buns. That explained why her mood was even worse than normal today. The vein on her forehead was pulsating with anger. I need to finish my studies first. Use that. You can use that table for the meantime. Alko turned her back to him and sat down on her favorite desk. Sojo was left standing there before her cheap-looking glasses made. I'm still really not used to all this. What's this brooding over here? Over there, Awazaki. Restless, Sojo found his eyes drawn to the guitar popped up in the corner. It's thin, blue, and intense looking. You got your name written all over it. So tell me it's some kind of weapon. It's a music instrument. I understand you've never seen an electric one. Well, you must have seen an acoustic guitar in the music room. Keep it talking though, and you'll soon see if it also works as a weapon. What would be a waste of a guitar if you do that? Sojo popped himself down to the cushion, struggling to suppress his desire to retort that it was a weapon after all. Don't play the victim, usually. It's obvious that as an old and deaf dog, that what you got worked up this time. In fact, it was Akko who just observed oblivious for once. For his part, Sojo could not figure out why he felt so reckless over here. Suffice to say, they were both very clueless at this moment. It's the way I decorate my room. My furniture is totally different to the stuff in the drawing room, so I understand that it seems a little weird. I bought everything from home except the bed. It's been 2 years since I moved here, but I still feel like me and my stuff belong in this big old house. Although she misunderstood the real reason for Sojo's nervousness, Akko seemed satisfied. They saw Sojo's anxiety for being able to return to her size. She flipped through her notes and textbooks as if it's fast forwarding a tape. There was no opening for an outsider like him to intrude in her high-speed study session. Repelled by her intensity, he retreated to his table. He was at least sensitive enough to pick up on her desire to be left alone. A testament to Sojo that having his needs utterly ignored was now the second nature to him. to the extent that he can now happily go about his business in solitude. 2 hours have passed. Then, as the clock neared 11, Akino's speed and concentration began to slip. Seeing this window of opportunity, Sojo sees a moment to strike up a conversation.
青崎、ちょっといいかな。
Saki, can I talk to you a minute? What is it? She spoke to hesitantly, not bothering to turn to face him. She continued to flip the pages decked to book a bit at a slower speed than before.
この3日間、青崎たちの夕食事情を見てきたけど。
He knows how you and Alice have been acting at dinner these past few days, and
君たちの食事はいつも合うの？
is it always like that?
そうだけど、おかしい？
Yes, it's normal. Do we not look normal?
そう言われると困るな。
I'm not sure how to answer that. It's
ただ
just
学校じゃみんな楽しそうだった。誰かと食事をとるってことは、ああいう風になることだって思ってた。だから、もしかすると。
It's just at school, people seem to enjoy eating together, so I thought it was strange that you two don't look like you enjoy it. I thought maybe it's because, you know.
もしかしないわよ。別にあんたのせいでアリスと話さないわけじゃないわ。
Don't worry,
私たちはいつもああだから。
it's not because of you that we haven't been talking at the meal times. We never talk to each other during meals. Akko spoke calmly with her back still turned, seemingly unaware of what was getting at.
張り詰めた食卓だな。
Well, it can get pretty tense.
青崎とアリスは仲がいいと思ってたのに。
Here, I thought you two were close friends. She never confirmed or denied the statement. She was, however, surprised by the disappointed tone in which he had made it.
ま、張り詰めた食卓っていうのは合ってるわね。
You're not wrong. I can get tense.
アリスが何回あんたの飲み物にメスカリンを入れてたかなんてもう覚えてないし、昨日なんか堂々とサラダの中に7かまどなんか混ざってるし。
I can't remember how many times she put mescaline in your drink. And yesterday she was adding romaine to your salad.
ほんと。あの子何考えてるんだろう。
Basically, what the hell was she thinking? Rare smile spread across her face and remembers the pages of her textbook continued to turn.
メスカリン？
Mescaline, what's that?
サボテンから取れるアルカロイドよ。アリスが使う以上、ただの幻覚剤じゃないでしょうけどね。
Hallucinogenic
私はこんなもんでいっか。
alkaloid produced by Petavian cactus. I'm assuming that it's more than just your average hallucinogen, if Alice is used to it, though. And I'm done. With that, she slammed shut her fourth textbook up of the night. After having scrantily changed her position the whole night, she finally returned to her chair to face him.
さあ、今度はあんたを仕込まなくちゃね。
Now it's time to put you to work.
今日の4科目の答案。実に総十郎らしい出来栄えでそっと押しそうになったわ。
I don't know what else I expected, but I almost fainted when I saw your scores. Her tone was light, but her gaze was heavy as she stared at Socho cross-legged on the floor.
原告、地理、数学、電子工学。
Learn literature, geography, math, and electronics.
あの調子であと2日続けたら、冬休みが消えるのは当然でしょうね。
If you don't up your
そうなると困るのは私なのよ、実際。
don't up your grades over the next 2 days during winter break. Your winter break is good as gotten, and that's been more of a problem for me than you.
いや、俺も困るぞ。休みなのに学校に行くのはなんか気が乗らない。
I disagree. I think it'd be worse not going to school. Going to school during the break would not work out for me. Shows a commonly correct here.
そりゃ私のセリフだ。あんたが学校に行くってことは必然こっちまでとばっちりが来るっての。
For you, if you have to go to school over the break, what do you think will happen to me? All she could think about, as much as she tried to not to, was Mr. Yamashiro and his annoying grin.
それ以前に私の目が黒いうちはオール赤なんてやつは許さない。
I cannot allow any student to fail every single class, not on my watch.
本来なら少年から叩き直すところだけど。
If I could beat good grades out of you, I would.
ま、あんたはいろいろ事情があるから、とりあえず点数だけで勘弁してあげる。
Lucky for you, you have extraordinary circumstances, shall we say, so I'll give you a pass this once.
私もテストは一夜漬けで片付ける方だから、あんた一人仕込むのにそう時間はかからないだろうし。
A good all-nighter is usually enough for me to prepare for exam, so it shouldn't take too long to get you up to speed either. Showed the expression always soared on in response to his declaration. It was obvious that he did not like it. Think he needed to earn meddling in his studies.
あんたね、苦労するのは私とあなた。どっちだと思う？
Oh, please. Which of us do you think is going to have a hard time of me or you? Sojourner's got the feeling that it would be him, but not slowly, nonetheless. Then again, it would probably take a lot more effort on her part than on his, and in any case, he knew there was no way to talk her out of it.
この度はご迷惑をおかけします。
I feel bad for making you do this. Sojourner summarily bestowed this, had to show gratitude and willingness to work.
よろしい。安心なさい。私だって鬼じゃないから。
And don't worry, I'm not a demon like you say.
別に平均点狙うってわけでもなし。予定通りこなしていけば3時には眠れるわよ。
You get less than average marks and still pass. You'll probably be able to go to bed by 3. She nodded with a satisfaction, pleased by his sordious attitude. And plenty of obstacles ahead of it, but the sense of humility might be enough to see it through.
って何仏心出してるんだ私。
Wait, I can't. What is the dick? I can't afford to be soft on you.
いいしずきくん。この後頼られちゃたまんないから釘刺しておくけど。 私がマンツーマンで誰かを仕込むなんてことめったにないから。
Let me be straight about this. Temporary arrangement. It's not every day I offer a private one-on-one lessons like this.
これはあくまで異例中の異例だって覚えておいてね。
This is beyond rare, an exception among exceptions, and don't you forget that. She went more to convince herself than him, but the expression still darkened. It made one want to hang a sign around his neck that read, "Please take me home." Like it adored abandoned pet. Akio chilled herself for being so soft. For some reason, in that moment, she recalled that it's having rained the day they met each other. Time passed, like a falling queens of an hourglass. Finish. Yeah, I just always love Akino's face expressions. This is just too funny. Akino squinted as the light poured from the window as she drank another cup of tea. She almost lost count how many she had drank long ago.
一晩かかったね、大崎。
It only took the whole night, huh, Saki? Such a pecked up what she left unspoken. Akino had used up all her prep. And staying up all night, but also shouting at him. He looked pale and uncomfortable, just as he had all night long. I underestimated you. Sojiro Suzuki. Come on now, Saki, we get... You know I get weirded out when you compliment me. No, you deserve a pat on the head. She was in a rough, but she can help the bit of pride that swelled up in her. It's like of even the most basic operation was shying, even taking into account his upbringing in the wilderness. His ability was that in the middle school student that was being generous. Preparing for him for an exam by teaching him new concepts and ideas was a waste of time. Route to memorization was his only hope for passing. Everything he memorized could collapse in a house of cards for all she cared. So long as he remembered for his exams. Assuming that he had capacity to be considered in the first place had been her mistake. It took all night long to cover the content for just 4 exams, and she still did not feel confident that he could apply what he so earnestly tried to memorize.
でもね、真面目なのはいいことだけど、あんた暗記するのに時間かかりすぎ。
I appreciate your effort, but you just took too long to memorize new information.
そこは多めに見てほしい。今まで頭より体で覚えることのが多かったんだ。
Come on, go easy on me. I'm used to learning things with my body, not my head. Akko, accessories, naturally, physical prowess mattered more in the mountain life than the intellectual kind, but still.
まあいいわ。 これで山城からあんたの成績について相談されることもないでしょうし。
Whatever, at least now you should do well enough to satisfy Yamashiro.
紅茶もう一杯入れてくれる？
May I make us some more tea? Socho stood up and obeyed, as Akko stretched her aching back. She had apparently brought the tea bags in bulk, so there was still plenty to use. Good grief, this is so wasteful. He spoke to her, his breath as so she wouldn't hear. It made him somehow happy to see her so tired and unfocused after the grueling all night lesson she had given him. It did not cross his mind that the excessive tea bags, far from being intelligent persons, were persons intentionally disappointing them for the night. The relaxed expression came across Akko's face as she watched him, naive and peaceful as it could be.
悪くないけど、せめてリーフティーで入れられるように仕込まなくちゃダメかな。
Not bad, but I should teach him how to make it from tea leaves, it said. Seeming to have overheard her not so inner monologue, Sojo obeyed a face her.
やっぱり味は違うのか？
Does it really make a difference?
違う。
Yeah, big time. Although, honestly, I
正
don't
直
care.
私はどうでもいいんだけど、アリスはね、かなりお茶にはうるさいよ。
Alice is the one who's really particularly about her tea. Which reminds me, everything's going between the two.
アリスと
Akko cheerfully slumped over a table now covered in textbooks and scribbled notes. Socho watched her with a hint of resentment in his eyes.
彼女と会えるのは食事の時だけで、食事と言ったらあれだろう。どうやって仲良くなれって言うんだ。
We only... Oh, speaking of Lafayette, he appears hours later. And also, I'm a real demon lord, thank you very much. But how goes said Lafayette? Oh, by the way, there's a character in this I think you'll like, because she has birds. But we only see... I know you some dude. We only ever see each other at dirt, and you know how that goes. And honestly, I don't know why I should be bargaining along with her.
そう？私は十分脈ありだと思ったけど。
Really? And here's me thinking you have lots of motivation to play nice.
そっちはアリスを怖がってないし、アリスはそっちを追い出す理由を見つけようと躍起になってるし。
It's not like you're scared for her, for one, and plus she's looking for any reason to kick you out.
いい条件よ、これって。
Sounds like a great reason to play not make nice if you ask me.
全然わかん
Are
な
you
い。
sure about that?
あの子とこっちの関係は、遊園地前の青崎と俺の関係と同じじゃないか。
But to me it
一
feels...
体どこがいい条件なんだ？
Yeah. Because to me, it feels like... Wait, since when are you a Grand Caster? Jojo poses. Oh, good god. Good god, Buffett. Because to me, it feels like me and you before everything in the music. I just had a good reason.
とりあえず反目し合ってはいないでしょ。
But yes, there's no hostility between you, right?
一方通
It's
行の関係
predicted on
だ
my
けど、
DSSRs.
それはそれ。アリスにしちゃ上出来っていうか、理由を探している時点で可能性ありってね。
It's the one-sided relationship. That's actually bad considering that it's us to talk about. You have a chance as long as she hasn't found a reason to off you.
あの子は反感に
Usually
答え
quick
る
to
ことが
respond
癖に
to
なっちゃってる
hostility.
から、
And
相手
answer
相手を
enemies
自滅さ
that
せちゃうのよ。
usually end up destroying themselves. Okay, Pierre back. Okay. Good, because I have a question when you come back. Usually quick to respond to hostility, someone is usually taken off stuff. Her ominous words only confuse Sojo further.
知ってしまえば
Once you understand that, it's actually pretty simple. Except, whether or not he could pull it off and practice another story again. It sounds like a difficult system Awazaki. He carried off their tea cups back to the table as he spoke, and Naoko, hers up to... It took a sip as a spell of exhaustion.
でも、
But I think you're right. I still don't know her at all. Problem is this,
クオンジ・アリスという名前すら定かじゃないのは問題があるね。
my knowledge of Alice Kanoji ends with her name. He followed Akino's lead and took a sip of his own. This cup contained not tea, but plain hot water.
あの子のこと教えてほしい？
Yeah, this is like I was saying. Just talk to Akko. She lived with her for 2 years. You should know something. Well, would you like me to tell you a bit about her? Akino scrutinized him carefully as she sat. Most boys would have been captured by his gaze in that moment.
いや、 そういうことは本人に聞いてあげるべき
No, I think I'll ask her myself. But I ignored her and started straight ahead as speaking directly to Alice himself.
そうね。
Hi.
ほんと。あんたってアリス好みの対応をするわ。
You really want to do this her way, don't you?
ね。
Speaking of which, Lex
前から
actually...
気になってたけど、客室でアリスに何を言ったの？いくら私との約束とはいえ、あの子が部外者を半日も放置するなんてありえないのよ。
Speaking of which, what exactly do you say to her in the guest room? I know she and I could have an agreement, but I never known her to just ignore a visitor half a day. He thought back to that moment. He could recall only 2 or 3 words he exchanged with Alice after waking in the guest room. He never recalled the conversation being anything special. It could not bring himself to casually share with Akko now. After all.
ねえ、どんなセリフであの子の気を変えたの？
Hey, what do you say to have such an effect on her? Akko easily pressed him for answers. Socho frowned, unsure of what to say. He did not know what the interaction between had been like for Alice, but for him, it had felt special, scared, sacred at most. The question was, why, and for whom was so concerned?
ほ
Come on.
ら、白状しなさいってば。隠し事なんて似合わないわよ。
Just tell me, I can tell you're just dying to let out. Her disconnecting smile even moved closer. Socho did not look like he was able to stay silent much longer. So he would eventually come to realize Akko Saki sometimes had a troubling propensity to gossip.
まあ、あの子と何を話したかは言わないけど。
I can't tell you what we talked about, but I will
今の
say
青崎に比べれば、花もロマンもなかったのだ。
she wasn't as flirtatious as the way you are right now.
さっきまでは青崎が鬼みたいだったから、いいもんだなって気がつかなかった。
And for how strict you were earlier, I didn't realize you had such a friendly side. He stared directly into her eyes as he spoke. Akko nearly leaped out of her seat into the bag. Now that he pointed it out, she realized their bodies were practically touching.
仕方ないでしょ。この方が効率良かったんだから。
So you notice, huh? I was just using the most effective way to break your colors.
あんた
Besides,
横にいないとすぐ間違えるし。
the moment you leave my side, all hell seems to break loose. Akko stood up as she laughed back at him.
そうだね。
Got me there.
なんか昔みたいで、久しぶりに集中できた。
I haven't felt so focused in years.
こ
Too
れが異
bad.
例中の異例っていうのが本当に
This was just an exception among exceptions.
余裕あるじゃない。その分じゃ今日のテストだけじゃなく、アリスとの話し合いもうまくいきそうね。宗十郎。
Don't you, Sojiro. Before you know it, you'll be acing your exams and your relationship with Alice.
あ、
Well, Saki, don't you worry. School response card for a month. He was lost for words. She was at a loss for words. She meant it sarcastically, yet his response with a warm smile.
方針変更だ。まずは近くで話しかけてみるよ。嫌なことはいずれ終わるって分かったから。
I'm gonna change my strategy. First step, engage her directly. You can't stay a man forever, as they say. Akko remained in a state of silent shock as he spoke to Rose's feet. She could not help but feel reluctant respect for what seemed to be his newfound confidence in.
とりあえず今日は一人で帰ってアリスと話してみる。
I'll go home by myself today to speak to Alice. You have a sync house with me at class, right? He was right. It was their last meeting before winter break. Normally he would have to wait until the meeting ended, or else he got straight to his part-time job. This was part of Akino's plan to make sure that he and Alice were never alone in the matching air.
待った。まさかあんた、
Hold it,
一
you
人
mean
でアリス
the
とやり合うつもりなの？
you're planning to face Alice by yourself?
別にやり合うつもりはないぞ。し合っても勝てないだろう、アリスには。
You mean you make it sound like we're gonna get in a fight? I wouldn't stand a chance, you know that. This was probably made in complete sense. Which forward her?
でも、青崎がいたら話が複雑になるのは目に見えてるんだ。そんなわけで、今日はゆっくり飛び丸の相手でもしててくれ。
Even I can see that things only get more messy when you're around, Awasaki. That's why I appreciate if you take your time with Toburu today.
本気？
Are you serious? He felt like he was being tested, not nonchalantly nonetheless. Knowing how grave the situation was, Akka was not sure how to respond to his apparent lack of concern. The morning light came through the window to marked with a stark contrast between the two, which stood in beam light, which lurked in darkness. That's without saying. The silence lasted only for a brief moment. Staring at him gravely, she said, "Fine, and I'll stop you." That was all she had. Her dry tone and her significance of a pregnant silence was not revealing the slightest sign of discord. Yeah, she knows things are gonna get messy. Or at least interesting. Are you sure you're not angry, Azaki? Yes, I'm sure. But you need to have some kind of a plan. You need a good plan attack with her, you know. Socho found and his brow in deep thought. He knew that it would be hard to get close to her for talk alone, and in fact nearly impossible. Guesswork were work fails. Kanui had the voice of wisdom and felt like for him to countless times in the past. Instantly, Kamui had referred to Akko at the time he shared that her wisdom, but Socho had a secret precedent trying to buy Aosaki kindness with gifts would not end well. I don't know what kind of stuff Alice is into. We probably have almost nothing in common. Socho cast his arms and leg. Worse, you don't have got any plan as usual. Right, but I don't want to overthink this too much either. It's not like I'm gonna explain things to her and then suddenly understand. I mean, he pounded intensely as he tried to put his vague thoughts into something concrete, but he didn't spend much time in thought. And none, which he concluded, which much more important is whether or not I like her or not, right? He articulated that, which is often so hard to say, that with a surprisingly clarity and calm. It was certainly a prerequisite for the task that he hoped to achieve. He had no hope of making her appreciate him with words, or with acts of giving him with expectation of recognition. He simply wished to get to know her better because he liked her. That was honest, unconditional intention that affected upon the purity of his heart. But whether this is best or not is another story that I'll get. Calculations encounter selfishness and conflict. Purity, such as this, often irritated people who believed that morals went against human nature. Or rather, people were inevitably forced to believe it. Akko silently walked away without responding to what Shiro said. Her long hair swung from side to side as he passed him. Aosaki, knowing her strangely cold manner, he called out to her. However, was already opening the door to leave. I'm going to take a shower downstairs so you can go back to your room. Her words lacked any expressive affection. In his confusion, all Socho could do was nod. Okay. Are you sure you're not mad? Motion returned to her face as he spoke. Yet it was not the typical irritated look which had grown so accustomed. I guess it might be what someone like you would call mad. And rather not discuss the reason why, though. Poor Sojo did not even realize himself that was the reason. She looked at him for an instant, and he witnessed an emotion on her face which he never had seen the likes of before. See you. This might be the last time we meet, so I'm gonna should say goodbye. You take care of Alistair too lightly, you know.
それが同時にあんたの強
For
みな
you,
のよ
that's
ね
a strength, but for us, it's
私た
for
ちは
poison.
毒にしかならないけれど
The door slammed loudly shut behind her. Her steps were audible, and she walked away from the other side of the wall. The corridor must have been nearly be freezing without the central heating, but Akko seemed perfectly comfortable.
なんで私から出ていくの
Wait, what? Am I leaving first?
順
This is
番
all backward. It's my room. You go
出
first.
てくのはそっちじゃない
She just now realizes that Akko probably kicked Central out of her room. Once again, the wooden door closed and slammed. The corridor was not as cold as expected. Not quite as bad as the freezer, at least. The second day of exams ended, and Central was on his way back to the mansion. The road grew steeper and the woods thicker as he made his way up the familiar slope. People in the town called it not a hill but a mountain, simply because it took over 20 minutes to climb. This did not sit well with Central, for whom a mountain was something that could not be overcome so easily. The road was paved, for one thing, and the canopy overhead it led to plenty of sunlight in the way. None of the inclines were steeply in step. There were no animals lurking in the underbrush. There was no chance at losing his way, nor the reason about getting lost. How sad. I'm still complaining. Central quietly reprimanded himself for getting wrapped up in his own world. The past few weeks since moving here, he had been constantly comparing the town with his former mountain home. Normally he would not get upset over it, but in recent days, since meeting Akko, it was apparent that he had become rather hung up on the differences. He was none the wiser as to why, but he knew that Akko was a force that could not be stopped. This naturally made him quicken his own pace. The mansion where they both lived was the epitome of her lively personality, and stood like a storefront, in the town like Masaki. Excuse me. Some people said it was haunted. There was no ghosts per se, but it was inhabited by magicians, so their claims were closer to the truth than they could have possibly known. Speaking of which,
幽霊と魔法使いっていうのはどっちが常識外れなんだろう
I wonder, between ghosts and magicians, which should be more surprising? Lost in contemplation as he was, the boy failed to notice how his own lack of familiarity with the city life was played into the equation. In case none of his pondering changed what needed to be done. Tomorrow was the last day of exams, and he only had a little longer until Akino taking responsibility for his safety. If possible, today was going to be the day when the Mansion Center accepted his continued residence here. Soshiro slipped between the trees encircling the mansion, and walked down the naturally tree-lined avenue that led him to the front door. Here goes. He abruptly stopped across the threshold. The drawing room is where he expected to find Alice. However, he found himself face to face with a most unexpected scene. He suddenly arrived at a large foyer extending from the main mansion's entrance, but one thing clearly stood out of place. The foyer of the mansion was like a hall in the medieval castle. It was illuminated by the cold winter sun casting down through the skylight, unaided by artificial light. The wind tiles smelled out of the outdoors. And there was Alice, dressed back, herded against the column so enormous that it resembled a sharply concerned tree trunk. The mansion was quite literally supporting her frail body, like a mother's lullaby or gently rocking cradle. The heavy atmosphere within the old building suppressed even the slightest stir, almost as if it wandering away any disturbance to her slumber. Yeah, that. She slept in the shadows of her home. Hidden away from the outsider, her sleepy figure was enough to memorize anyone who lay eyes upon her. Central instantly looked up at the ceiling in sheer awkwardness. He wanted to surprise her, but not in this way. Her swimming friend was asleep by the fireplace. The scene was beautiful as the paint, and yet hard on his heart at the same time. Her summer seemed breathless. She was too still, not even with him moving, and yet slept against the frigid column under the cold winter sky, half disappeared to be her blanket. The passerby would be blamed thinking she was in that most peaceful state in a chill summer death. She must be pretty cool. Socho spoke to himself and gazed idly upon her. Bringing her a blanket or something warm did not seem so much as crossed the boy's mind. As I said, the first thing he thought to do was go to prepare for some tea. He ensured to be quiet as possible as he opened the drawing door. On the table waiting for him were free pills. They were medicine Akko required to take every day when he arrived home. Gulping down the vaguely sweet pills, continuing to the kitchen. He selected a box of tea from among the many in the cabinet and brewed enough for 2 people. Alice was still asleep when he returned to the foyer. Careful not to make any noise, he got close to the door, and he was struck by how cold the floor felt through his pants. He thought it would be warmer here by the fireplace, but then again, he recalled how alcohol had referred to it as a useless hole in the wall. But like with the case was, never she nor Alice knew how to use it properly. After taking some teacups from the tray and placing it in front of each of them, Sojo carefully pulled his textbook in on classical literature from his satchel. Better get to work or Aosaki will get mad at me again. You can still see her angry face from this morning. The reason for her anger was still as much as a mystery as the unusual look he saw briefly came across her face. In any case, one thing that was certain, you need to start studying for tomorrow. Thanks to Aosaki's instruction today, exams went well enough, but tomorrow would be an even more formidable challenge. After how angry she was this morning, you could not expect her to help him again tonight. Which means that I'd deplore that she'll get mad at me again. Not that my grades have anything to do with her in the first place. He complained under his breath as he cracked open the textbook. Here we tended to spend this time in fashion until Alice finally woke. The sound of the pages turning was the only audible noise in the grand hall. There was no ticking clocks or rustling leaves to disturb her sleep. After a few hours, Socho quietly rose to his feet. The light had faded out the foyer and began to turn white to red. Time to go to work. Go I said again and Alice, as he stretched his arms, his stiff back. She slept to perfect stillness as she had the entire time. Socho archives all his speculation. He had no idea what her normal sleep schedule was like, so he had no idea where she should wake her. Never mind. Aosaki will be home anyway, so she'll be fine. As reaching in a long train of thought, Sojo gave a quick nod in his head and took a leave of the mansion. Daddy's workshop was a Chinese restaurant in Misaki's shopping district, the Mad Bear. The uniforms have been made by someone with an obvious preference for garnish colors. The orange apron was with the cartoonist polar bear slashing to work with 2 powerful claws. The design resembled the warning signs about the emeralds seen in the mountains and stood out in Misaki's one-of-a-kind's originality. The Chinese restaurant, the Mad Bear. Aside from its name and logo, the restaurant was the type of cheap and whole wall to drive that could be found anywhere. Facing competition from the ever-increasing number of chain restaurants, although it managed to last longer than other dining spots and have received rave reviews on a regular basis. The Mad Bear prioritized the personal touch, focusing on its local clientele, and thus made its point to offer delivery. And look at how all this food is making me really hungry. And it earned inspection marker QKS, the quick killer shop, stopped. Making these deliveries was Socho's responsibility for the time being. Places in Masaki with cycling distance fell under the domain. Anything beyond that was handled by a more experienced staff member on the legendary 50K King and Salmon motorbike. But anyway,
ヤシロギのダチから聞いたんだけどな。
you never believe about a plane, Yoshirogi told me. When delivery workers were not out on deliveries, they spent their shift bussing tables or washing dishes. The dire rush was yet to come. Socho and his fellow delivery boys were shooting the breeze while washing the dishes in the back.
聞いてるか、しずき。
No, Suzuki.
聞いてるよ、木の実。
I'm listening, Kiyomi. I'm listening. The two were elbow deep in a giant sink that they had enthusiastically scrubbed. At least that was what they pretended to do while they gossiped.
和食のケニアだけじゃねえんだってよ。三崎町の大帝都にもメシアンにも
He
全
said
ての注文があったらしいぜ。
it's not just that Japanese place, you know. Kenya? He heard it's Imperial Metropolis and Messamen are in Masaki got orders too.
そんなに肉が欲しいなら下市に行けばいいのにな。なんだって生肉だの大物の鮭丸ごとだのを出前させやがるのか。
I mean, if you want that much meat, just go to Ashi. I mean, man, who in the heck orders raw meat in a tire salmon?
どうよ。こう露骨にヤバそうな話じゃね。ワニとかアザラシでも飼ってるんじゃねえかな、そいつ。
Yeah, I tell you, there's some weird shit going on in that place for real. Maybe they have a pet alligator or something.
他に比べてみると確かに珍しい話だと思う。
Definitely never heard or like that
ワニ
before.
ってなんだ？
What's an alligator? He doesn't know what an alligator.
何だろう。だっせ。実物見たことないのかよ。まあ俺もねえけどな。
An alligator is an alligator, dude. You never really seen one. I mean, I've never actually seen one in real life, but I know what an alligator is. Well, I have. Like, there are things with big reptiles with long tails, a bit of a chubby belly, long mouths that open and close, a snap, and then you have like a bunch of, I guess, little like feet, I guess. I can travel like very long distance. You know what? I'll lend you my tape of the world's most terrifying animals episode on Africa. I feel like I think I heard that it was an actual show. I can't remember. Well, it's a familiar apparent conversation between the two, especially now that Kamui was used to Socho's lack of general knowledge. Their banter was so erupted by the delivery phone, the manager snapped up and the receiver quickly jotted down the order to address. Once he hung up, everything in the kitchen was best to avoid making eye contact with him. Nobody wanted to go rushing for a delivery on such a cold day. Suzuki, this was a little far away, but I want you to handle it. The manager singled Socho off for a task, singling out face by his staff slaves this. Here's the order. It's an unusual one, so keep yourself to yourself, okay? Manager tore the sheet in order, addressed and read it in front of his mailpad. Socho took one look before grimacing, for a grimace quickly spread across his face. Boss? Yeah? The manager started back here as you could tell what he was wanting to say. Look, I know what you're thinking, but I've been in this business for a long time, and this is far from the strangest thing I've seen. No big deal. Now help me get the stuff from the cold storage. Socho glared at the admiration of the manager, dressed in black, and marched out to the kitchen above. This is like nowhere was free from the odd occurrence now and then. You're right. It was after 10 at night. Socho had taken a small detour on the way home from work. Now face the outrage Akko as suspected. Seeing her officially irritated made him feel rushed away. He didn't know why she was angry, but he could tell it was a different type of anger than what he saw earlier that morning. Really, but it's only a little after 10. Did something happen to Nagasaki? He sat down the cardboard box he was carrying in his arm and glanced at the fireplace. The sleeping girl was there no more.
違うわ。もう10時になったの間違いでしょ。
It's not only a little after 10. You arrived after curfew.
あんたって本当自分がどんな状態にあるか分かってないの
You
ね。
got no clue why I'm angry, do you? Just
いいか
because.
ら今に来て。
Come with me to the drawing room. She walked briskly to our room without pausing, leaving Sojo sudden confusion and head tilted to one side. He proceeded to pick up a box. His box back up hard, silly. He moved his coat and hung it on the hanger, and he entered the living room. Apparently today was one of those days where Alice kept herself locked up in the waiting room. On the table were familiar pills.
説明しなかった私も悪いけど、あなたも帰ってくる時間は守ってよね。こっちはそのつもりで作ってるんだから。
It's partly my fault for not being more clear about this, but you need to come home on time. Your curfew exists on it for a reason. Akko handed the pills a glass of water and expected work on her face. But I already took the pills and went out, and I feel fine anyway. I don't need any more pills today. So, you think this has anything to do with you, you feel?
勘違いしてるようだけど、あんたが帰ってくるたびに飲んでるのって、平たく言えば毒よ。
Let me be real. Those pills that you take every day you come home, they're poison. Slow acting poison. Mine, they take half a day to kick in. If you don't take more pills before that happens, the older poison will kill you.
アリスのやつ、これぐらいしないと信用できないって言い張ったのよ。
This is how much rope Alice is willing to give you. Okay, so drink out. I'm enjoying this as much as you are. Until I think of a way around this, you're gonna have to deal with it. I wonder what kind of poison he's taking.
言ってることは尻滅裂だが、とにかく今まで良くないものを飲んでたんだな。
Maybe I misheard you for a second. Did you say that these pills have been taken this whole time are active battery? Yeah, buddy, yeah. Socho took the pills from her and gulped it down. The fact that it was poison gave him no pause at all. As for his roommate's radical behavior, he showed no signs of setting up. He's the poison, cancel poison. You two really are taking all old-fashioned approach, huh? Socho's face relaxed and a smile, finding a funny side to his situation. Akko was earlier identified how he could be happy at a time like this.
今日帰りが遅れたのはアパートまで荷物を取りに行っていたからなんだ。そういうことなら電話の一つでもすればよかった。
I was running late on my way home because I dropped by my old apartment to get all my stuff. You could have tried to call me if it was such a big deal, you know.
荷物って
Your stuff?
まさかそれじゃない
Hey,
で
is
しょ
this that everything? Socho nodded empathetically as he pointed incredibly at the cardboard box in his hand.
住んでいないのに家賃を払うのはバカらしいから今日で引き上げてきた。一応いつでも戻れるように話はつけてあるから3ヶ月ぐらいは大丈夫だよ。
It's stupid to pay rent, but I don't even live here, so I thought I should move everything out. But I arranged it so that I can go back anytime within the next 3 months.
家賃
Right?
あ、そっ
Alright.
か。
How could I forget? I'm sure Alice would fail to hear about this.
アリスが聞いたら喜ぶわ、そりゃ。
Smile Boston across her face as they say. So up a blind, bouldered face. Look at of a child who came up with a mischievous plan. Central shook the fear and at the thought that what the smile might bring his way. You sure you don't have much? The one cardboard box contains all your worldly possessions?
そうかな。十分多いだろう。
This is a lot to me. Is Alice upstairs?
ちょっと前に戻ったわ。珍しく食後もここに残ってたんだけど、待ちきれなかったみたいね。
She just went to her room, although she stayed at the dinner table longer than usual. I guess she got tired of waiting. She gave Socho a meaning look while continuing to smile. So, yeah, she probably want to talk about us leaving tea for her. Tired of waiting for what?
そりゃあ、アリスが眠ってるのをいいことに、在庫のないフォションとブルーキャリコを勝手に使ってくれたどこかの誰かさんにお仕置きするため
I imagine she wanted to punish whoever decided to use the lesser fucking gun and boot child.
ポッションってあのお茶の葉
Why do I know that now? I think Balcon is the name of brand of the tea I use.
そう私もびっくりしたけどねアリスがどっかで寝入るのはよくあることだけど紅茶を用意して眠るなんてのは初めてだったから
I'm sure. To be honest, I was even shocked when I first walked in. I know she falls asleep all over the mansion, but never seen her prepare tea first.
どんな心境の変化か知りたくて起こしたらアリスの方が驚い
I woke
た
her
よ
up to see if she was okay, and then she was
一
just
体誰の
surprised
仕
as I
業なん
was.
だって
Can't imagine who would do such a thing. Another cost is I remember something important. Yeah, I forgot to clean up the tea before leaving. Regret written from the forehead. Janet delight Uncle immensely. I see. How mad was
それ
she?
じゃあアリスは怒っていただろう
Pretty mad. Robin
コマドリが
was
飛ば
all
して
for her about to.
ああ俺でも怒る片付けをきちんとしないなんてだらしないにも程がある
Well, I'm mad about myself too, if it helps. I can believe that I forgot to take him back to the kitchen. Such a harshly skill in self for his failure.
論点違うあのね寝顔を間近で見られたから怒ってるのよアリスは
No, tell me she's mad at you because you sat and watched her sleep. Oh, I didn't think she would mind that much. Oh, that much.
あんたはそうかもしれないけど私たちは気にするの
Well, we do mind it when you watch us sleep, you know. Alcohol's glare was enough to make her glass shatter. There was an indestructible intensity in the way she said that.
それは青崎たち限定の話か
You mean it's a personal pet peeve for you and Alice?
世間一般での常識よ自分が気にしないからって他人もそうだと思ってると
No.
いつかやけどするからね
It's common sense. You don't go around assuming other people feel the same way as you. You're asking for trouble.
でもそれだったらロビーで寝ているアリスにだって問題ないか見かけたら放っておけないだろう
But isn't it like kind of her fault for falling asleep in the foyer in the first place? It would be stranger if I saw her like that and didn't want to look out for her.
その心意気は立派だけどそこはそれこの館の持ち主は彼女だから
I appreciate that's what you thought, but you just have to understand that that's how the lady of the house is.
この洋館内であなたが出会ったあらゆる不義不始末失敗失態の責任は宗十郎に押し付けられるの
While you live here, any responsibility for any and all mistakes or bad judgments on your part will be laid at your feet alone.
この意味わかる
You get what I'm saying here. Akko's question sent Sojiro into a trance, deepified until finally he heard.
つまりここはアリスの自治領
So in other words, I'm in Alice's kingdom right now.
はい
Yes.
よくできました正確には私とアリスのだけどね
Yes,
両親は
congratulations.
何をやっても許されるってことよ
Although technically this kingdom belongs to me and her. Which means what we say goes. She smiled as she spoke up and popped herself down on the sofa. She remained standing behind the sofa opposite her as he ran over their conversation again and again in his head. The notion that being in the kingdom made him realize they actually had no idea where the girls came from or their families' backgrounds.
青崎君ご両親はどうしてるんだ
Where are your parents, Halasaki? He overtly blurted out, this being the question foremost on his mind.
生きてるわよ三崎町から下りに4円切った東川ってところの地主死は祖父だけど今は隠居して両親と一緒の土地に住んでるわ
They're alive and well. They own a place in Toagawa, 4 stops from the Miyazaki, and I learned everything you know from my grandfather, who's retired now and lives with them.
そう聞くとなんだか普通の家庭
Ah, sounds like a pretty normal family. Starting to imagine something more outrageous as a family of magicians.
両親はね父さんにはあんまり魔術回路は作られなかったみたいだからその分私には2世代分の潜在能力があるって祖父は言ってるけどどうだか
Sure, as far as my parents go, my father sucked as a mage. My grandfather says it skipped a generation, so I got double the power, but not sure about that.
宗十郎の期待してるような一族はどっちかっていうとアリスの方よ
I think Alice has
私
more
と違って英国出身だからね彼女
the type of family you're imagining. She's from England, you know. Akko offered nothing more, as if to suggest that she was far as she was willing to reveal for now. Sojiro had insisted on talking to Alice directly rather than hearing things secondhand, so she chose not to go back on his word by pushing the topic further.
詳しくは本人から聞きなさい。アリスの紅茶好きもそこから来てるんだし。
Ask her if you want to know more. Now you know why she loves English blends of tea so much.
そういえば、なんで今日に限ってリーフティーなんか入れたの？ティーバッグを使った方がまだマシだったでしょうに。
Speaking of which, why did you use tea leaves today of all days? You should have stuck to the tea bags.
青崎がそっちの方がいいって言ったじゃないか。アリスは紅茶にうるさいって。
But you said that the leaves taste better, and also that Alice is pretty picky about her tea. Aqua was one of the last words. It seemed so oblivious to most of the time, but apparently he was attentive to some details, so he selected away.
ま、いいわ。それより明日の放課後だけど、また一人で帰ってくれない？
Just forget. Anyway, do you think you can make it home by yourself tomorrow?
年明けの行事があるんだけど、その場しのぎで行った餅つき大会が通っちゃってさ。明日も忙しいのよ、私。
I accepted my proposal for the mochi making festival in the new year, so I'll be pretty busy with that. Sojiro nodded in acceptance. The fact he'd already been planning to do so before she even asked.
それはいいけど、体は大丈夫か、青崎。昨日から寝てないだろう。
I'll be fine. What about you? You haven't been asleep since yesterday.
夕方に3時間ちょい仮眠を取ったから調子はいいわ。
Oh, I took a 3-hour nap earlier. I'll be fine.
そういうあんたこそ体は持つんでしょうね。もう少ししたら昨日の続き始めるわよ。
What about you, for that matter? I hope you don't mind. Don't forget about our sessions tonight. She meant that the all-night cramming session, of course. Needless to say, Sojiro was more than likely to struggle, even that he too not had a wink. All I could do was wave a smile. He thought back to the days after he transferred here, when she watched his every move from the sidelines to show the same amount of concern for him.
いいよ。どの道苦労するのは青崎の方だし。
I didn't forget, besides, it's tougher on you than me, Aosaki. I'm so glad to be your exception among exceptions. His cheery response grated her just a little.
あんた、くだらないことだけはしつこく覚えてるんだから。
Well, you managed to forget everything except the most irritating details, don't you? She heaved her shoulder's exaggeration and dropped her head as excuse to look away from the beaming smile on his face. The following day, the last day of the finals ended without a hitch. That final December hurl was finally a thing of the past. For all but one student, that is. To Central, the greatest challenge was yet to come. His below of his classmates, all cherry excitement for the last day of the tournament, he headed to the Sushiwawa woods. The road home was no different than yesterday, like he was reliving another day striding up the hill. Yet today was a fierce determination in his footsteps. Today was his last chance, and he wanted nothing more than to talk to the girl. He did not care if she was cruel to him or whatever. Aqua was being truthful, he said, that she could trap him in a mirror or land or something like that. All he really cared about was having a chance to speak with her face to face. But nothing is ever that simple. The entire trip they found upon finally entering mansion was wholly unexpected. She sure sleeps a lot. The deja vu was experiencing made him dizzy. Faced with exactly reacted as previous day, he could not help but blurt out what he was thinking. Alice was sleeping by a fireplace, just as he'd done yesterday. The way her legs draped to one side resembled those of a princess in a children's book. She looked comfortable than she had the day before. Miraculously, he had a rare flash of insight and it enabled him to read the situation entirely. What could Tobimaru be doing at school on his own. Upon flashing back to interest, he made his decision, took a deep breath, and rolled up his sleeve. David's reaction as yesterday, supposedly he would play along with the idea. Sasha removed his shoes and headed to the kitchen. It was up to prepare another ill-fated pot of tea. Since he was angry about him using her precious Falcon, this time he turned to Jackson's fruits and herb brew. Sadly, this was about as much as could manage to amend his behavior. He had failed to realize that it was not the brand of tea that had landed him in hot water, but rather his incorrect brewing method. After filling the pot with tea, he carried it back to the foyer. His breath was visible in the cold air, and sat himself down by the fireplace. Shoji took a sip of the fruity tea he prepared for himself and pulled the textbook from his bag. Exams were over now, but he had been instructed to take extra classes on other subject from one day of school. Quite inevitable. The foyer was warmer than outside, but still comfortable. It was enough to make anyone yearn for some source of warmth. Sojo drove his electronics textbook in the winter-chilled hall. The class was not very popular, which is why he had been recommended to him in the first place. That fact that everyone who took it started on equal footing and made it more appealing to him than other classes. Hansaki was right. It drawn the rest of the tea. Having no appreciation for its flavor, and refilled his cup. The tea was still warm, since this Karamak tea was excellent in heat rotation. I can't seem to remember anything that's written down. Gregory recalled the conversation as his eyes advanced across the page. The lack of lighting in the foyer was forcing him to rely on illumination from the skylight. The light had kept the room at a diagonal angle, such a way to divide the foyer and light the dark areas, with a fireplace in the shadow. The room resembled an ancient ruins that covered in ash, or perhaps the quiet, forgotten world of the fairy tale. Time slipped by with the white walls in the room hidden away from the sun. The minutes had passed slowly some time until the sound of the textbook slamming shut brought the room back to reality. Sojo stretched his... Hey Jay, how goes it? Yeah, we're actually getting guns. Drop it in. Shout out to Jay. Part of the Gun Buns guy. Make sure to check him out. He also plays FGO as well. But yeah, how goes it, Jay? Sojo stretched his sit back eagerly and started cleaning up. Put his textbook back in his bag. Very good, just relaxing. That's good to hear. He placed his cup on a tray, leaving Alice sitting in front of her on the floor. No time to go to work. Leaving Alice sitting in front. No, you mean to stay in front of him? Oh god. You know, they should have just paid me just to like go out and then just write down all these spelling errors, so that way I could just send it back to them and say, "Hey, these are like the errors that needs fixing in like a patch." To finish this off, oh nice. How do you like it? He said unceremoniously. He spoke as if to confess himself he had no other choice as he prepared to leave the sleeping foyer behind. But before he could, saw behind him stop him in his tracks. He turned around with his bag under his arm and a tray in his hands. It's very good. Yeah, that's good. No, I'm kind of excited for Tsukiyomi. Hopefully it doesn't have has this much spelling errors and stuff and grammar, but so it's not to cause any more ripple of secret. He greeted her.
Yeah.
Hey. Yeah, definitely. Alter ego for one, and two, she has a pretty busted Nola Phantasm, so yeah, definitely go for her. And I like easily going for Cordemare. She remained seated next to him, the fireplace, and a black-eyed Sleeping Beauty. What about you, Jay? Her face was still as a statue, almost as no different as it had been in the summer. Looking at Alice now, he realized just how different she and Akko really are. Akko communicated her feelings openly, even if he never could quite tell where they came from. Her trademark expression of irritation would keep him guessing as to the reason she was angry, but to her credit, her emotional state was always clear. Alice, on her hand, was completely unreadable. She might be angry, then again, or sad. He could not tell either way. What do you think you're doing? Her question gave him a sinking feeling in the pit of his stomach. He could not decide where it was unanimously or collectively that he heard in her voice. In the former, taking this weekend off, since you want to focus streaming Valentine's, nice. You have a bunch of 500 quartz. Well, hopefully you get her in that 500, man. Wish you luck. With the former, Dad was likely to turn to the replay of their interaction from the Iron Knight. The image of her Sarabal sprang into his mind. Sojo knew his response would be extremely important. After struggling for a few moments, he finally worked up the courage to say something. Not the correct thing, unfortunately.
そうだな。一口じゃ説明できないから。座るよ。
Right, about that, I'll take a while to explain, so let me just have a seat first. He had no idea what the correct approach would be, so he simply... Oh, thanks, Jay, much appreciated. He had no idea what the correct approach would be, so he was simply did whatever came to his mind instead. She gave him no response. Her face said that she detested his presence. But plowed ahead regardless. Sojo took a seat and sat down the tray once more. Their eyes met. Her inscrutable gaze was enough to turn most people away. But the target of her honesty appeared not to notice at all. Yes?
ああ、遅くなったけど、こうして話がしたかったんだ、アリスと。
I wanted to guess I should have done this a long time ago, but I've been wanting to talk to you about something else. Despite having suggested that it would take time to explain, he managed to sum up things. Certainly, I don't know if that's even a word. Me, not Alka.
そうだね。青崎とはもっと話したいところだけど、それよりは3人で話してみたい。
Well, I have lots to talk to Aosaki about. In fact, I think all three of us should sit down at some point. Asa found herself out of Kittor, unable to read his true intentions. Sotra continued on, none the wiser to her bewilderment.
青崎は普段からアリスとは会話がないって言うんだ。それが俺のせいなら困るし、俺のせいじゃないならもっと困る。
Aosaki said you two rarely speak to each other. I feel bad if that's because of me, but I'll feel even worse if it wasn't.
せっかく同じ場所にいるのに会話がないなんてもったいないと思うんだ。
It's sad that we lived together but never talk. Each word he spoke was heavy with emotion. So, do you think you will win Bonnie, Parker, or Mona Lisa? For what game? Oh yeah, by the way, Wildpet. What's your... Oh, manga. Maybe Mona Lisa, I guess. Bonnie, Parker, or Mona... Oh. Can't remember. Oh, gotcha. War degree of riches. By the way, Wildpet. Since you can't predict anything, any chances I'm gonna get a girlfriend this year? Since I'm planning to do that, probably come vacation. Like, we set things up. Alice remained unable to discern this boy's intentions. All she could persuade was that there was something he wanted from her. But what could that be? What she found was even stranger was that he was not speaking to her from the place of fear. Yeah, too funny. It's oh, okay. Whatever, fake psychic need money to predict things. Aren't you afraid of me?
ああ、だってそう言えるほど俺は君をよく知らない。
No. I don't know enough about you to be scared of you, to tell the truth. Her green eyes looked like they were made of polished like quartz. His response had not been what she expected. He spoke with pure honesty and unfair truth. Such boldness, however, did not actually upset her. Their conversation ground to a halt. If you gotta call it a conversation in the first place. Us grew tense, as if displeased by the strange, uncomfortable moment of silence between them. Joshua endured her close stare, showing no signs of flinching. Talk. Hmm? You say you want to talk to me, so be my guest. Whatever topic you like. It's more of a challenge than an invitation. And never the topic at hand, nor were they intimate enough to strike up the casual conversation. Nevertheless, her challenge hanged in the air, waiting for a response.
じゃあ、あの鳥の話を。ほら、そこにいる青い鳥。
Well, what about that bird, that blue one over there? See around and then, is it your pet? Okay, here you go, Wildfet. Take this for a payment, a bird.
それとも、ほら、なんて言ったかな。
There's one of those, what they call polys,
あの鳥もアリスの使い魔。
a magical familiar. There's a big chance to get one this year. Nice. Can you tell me what she looks like? Cute. Her eyes, let's slip the moment that... Cute like a... Oh, okay. Yes, there's his eyes. Oh. Dude, you're describing most women like that. Her eyes slip for a moment, and they were a very natural response. It was a noise, such as which it might feel more towards like a troublemaker. Yes, it's a poly, but the super bird isn't mine. It's lived here longer than I have. Oh, that's Lars. Okay, can you be more descriptive? Like, what she actually looks like? Besides just describing what most human women have. Oh, my God. You see, chat, this is what I have to put up with. Well, when he shows up. She wears the... Yeah, I'm hoping she does. Because it may be really awkward going on there if she doesn't. This is probably, but Super Bird is mine sooner longer than I have, but I'm afraid I don't know much about it. He just decided to live here on his own free will. Of course, I would not. I would never allow such a thing. Oh, I should face her nails. Robin's useless, but I inherited it from my mother. As such, I permit it to continue living here, despite its constant failures and shortcomings. I see, that's the way. Here, I was thinking I was going to just in his house. She turned away in silence, the point looking at his sapless grin. Thus begun such a very lengthy monologue. It started with his part-time job, then moved towards the school. Next came the amusement park and the random gossip around town and the subject of rent. He spent all 20 minutes on mindless small talk. Then he ran out of things to say if I was stopped. Sorry, I'm on the clock soon. I should get going. And that was that. After finally getting his long-awaited chance to talk to her, he realized he had no exit plan into place. So he returned to trade to the kitchen, placed his bag in the foyer, and headed for the door. She had never seen the boy so candid, which is why, overcome with surprise, she found herself calling out to him. Wait. She had no reason to do so, yet she got out anyway. Hmm? Yes? It's just... I saw the pot you used today.
昨日の反省点だったから結局使ったのは自分だけだけど
Alright, I wasn't gonna make the same mistake as yesterday, but I guess I'm the only one who drank today, so.
そう。そのポットはコーヒーとの兼用だから。
Well, that pot is no use for coffee. You should put tea leaves in it. So I was rewind in shock. Now I remember there's been all sorts of cups of teapots like cups of board. Each at one specifically designed for a different type of tea. Who knew there was so much to brew tea?
あれかな。慣れないことはするもんじゃないってことか。
I guess a beginner like me shouldn't mess with things he doesn't understand, huh? Shut up, backside! What? Didn't you wake me?
私を起こさなかったの。
Or she had not heard what he said, or she had been waiting for this whole time the chance to ask him that. In any case, her question abruptly erupted this stream of thought. He felt silent with irrespective of the thought of waking her, and not so much as crossed his mind earlier that day as the previous one. Tell me.
起こす気も起きることも期待していなかったの。
You didn't wake me. Did you just expect me just to keep sleeping? Her eyes were filled with enmity. The eyes were useless against such an all-piercing gaze. Setting sun transformed the foyer into a battle of life and death. Last reception's answer was not being made. Miss powerful attention to the film room, where any more, wrong or otherwise, was likely to get him killed, and he felt pain rather than fear. Alice's voice was ice cold. Preemptively rejecting the response he was to give, the boy vaguely imagined a new toy chick that was all but falling out from the nest, struggling to survive his son, and gasped, hanging on to her friend and help. That was testing that there were. You really want to know? Alice nodded sharply.
じゃあ言うけど、別に深い考えがあったわけじゃない。単に寝た子を起こすのは良くないだろ。
Fine, it's not especially meaningful or anything. I think it's just rude to wake someone who's asleep.
冗談は聞いてないわ。
I have no time to jokes.
冗談じゃないよ。眠っているのならそのままでいいと思ったんだ。
That's the truth. I just thought I should let you sleep. I already wanted to talk, but I decided to wait until next time we saw each other.
随分と悠長なのね。青子があなたを守るのは今日までだって聞いているけど。
How sweet of you. That reminds me. Uncle's protection over you ends today, doesn't it?
私に取り入る機会はこれが最後なのに。
That makes this your last chance to win me over.
それとも、あれだけ忠告されておいて、まだ何も分かっていないの。
So have you or have you not learned your lesson, He had not. He swore to her. Richard Church had gone so far as to sit at face to face. To get to know her, surely he thought he was enough to escape death, and she believed as a mage that his naive goodwill and simple-mindedness were all the reasons she needed to execute. Trivial misunderstandings would only make these words at this point.
そりゃ何もわからないよ。魔術とか魔法とか、たった数日でわかるもんか。
What lesson? What am I supposed to have learned? All this magic and magecraft stuff's way over my head.
はっきりしているのは、アリスも青崎も言ったことはきっちり守るってこと。
All I know is I've done everything you and Naozaki have asked of me.
なら、
Then why?
どうして？
Her gaze said what she really wanted to ask, since she wanted to know why he did not beg for his life. She knew the answer. She saw the look on his face when he turned to leave without so much as trying to wake her. A look of resignation. What on earth that meant?
どうしてって。
What do you expect me to say?
そうだな。機会が訪れなかったのなら、それはそういうことだと思ったのかもしれない。
To fight if the opportunity didn't present itself, then so be it.
君の寝顔はそれぐらい、なんていうか、判断に困った。青崎とは違う意味で、簡単には関われないと思ったんだ。
When I saw you sleeping again, I didn't know what to do. You're not exactly the easiest people to approach. You and Naosaki, although Aosaki is a little different. Socho struggled to find the right words, but said what he was feeling in the moment anyway. He had been sleeping which of the wood. He clearly needed someone's help, yet sought the help of no one.
そう。でも、 しずきくんは関わろうとしているのね。
But here you are trying to approach me anyway.
その機会は訪れなかったの。
Even though the opportunity never presented itself.
機会はやってきたよ。なんで、こっちも今日ぐらいは自分の勝手にして無茶をしたくなったんだ。
Oh, but it did. That's why I decided to do things my way today. Even if nothing could go right to begin with.
しずきくんの言う通りなら、私はあなたを拒絶するしかないのに。
You talk as though you always expected me to reject you.
まあ、そこが難しいところ。
Yeah, I guess it is hard to explain. Central glass at the entrance, and no reason to. He just felt like the urge to do so.
多分、そこを解決したがってるのは俺だけじゃないと思うよ。
I doubt I'm the only one who would like to see this situation solved. He muttered as speaking to himself, but it's clearly meant for her to hear. Alice knew full well how poorly he had understood the situation. All this was one giant misunderstanding on his part. A giant gesture of goodwill, painful and pure, resembled that of someone who reaching out to help a dying kitten. For Alice, it was doing so would be akin to quenching the thorns of a rose. She felt pain in her chest, and for the first time by a while.
けど、私はあなたの同居を認めてはいないわ。
I still don't want you in the mansion. She addressed the foreigner feet to avoid it, showing him how she truly felt. If he had, he would have seen that her face just looked like the way of Aqua's earlier.
だろうな。
Sure you tell. I
それは
doubt
きっと今は解決できない問題だ。
I doubt that will change anytime soon.
でも
But
そのうち何かの気まぐれであっさり終わるものかもしれない。
that doesn't
だか
mean
ら
that
その時
we
までアリスはずっと俺を嫌っていていいんだと思う。
that doesn't mean that we can't work something out. It's okay if you to keep hating me in the meantime. Her grasp of breast was like a response to herself, to suggest that she could keep hating him. She had once wished to hear these words so dearly, if only once.
大体だぞ。アリスだけじゃなく、青崎も同居を認めてない節があるじゃないか。
I mean, you're not the only one. That goes for Arasaka too. I don't think she wants me here ever.
だから認めてもらうなんて意気込み自体が間違いなんだ。
Expecting
どうあっ
to
ても俺は青崎や君たちとは違うんだし。
expecting to feel welcome would be a big mistake on my part. We're fundamentally different people, and that's never going to change.
となると、あとは我慢してもらうしかない。
I just want you to tolerate me.
難しい話だけど、一緒にいても邪魔にならないぐらいなら、その可能性は上がらないか？
I know it's a lot to ask, but is there a way I could live here without bothering you too much? Thinking that, of course, was possible, but of course there was. If it were that easy, none of them would have been necessary in the first place. I was not in agreement. There's no way he could have planned for things to work out this well. But his plan in fact worked, and inadvertently from the moment the conversation began.
例えば、あなたが隣にいても眠っていられるぐらいに。
You mean so that I could sleep undisturbed even with you sitting next to me?
そうだね。例えばの話。
Sure, why not? Maybe Sancho stood up and left the foyer. Must have not stopped him this time. He had a newfound spring in his step and headed to work, but something gave him a moment's pause.
実際、覗き見は趣味が悪いと思う。
It's not nice to spy on people. He contemplated about to make sure someone heard him. No more than 2 minutes passed since Sancho left the mansion when a long-haired figure came creeping into the foyer. Aka and Saki had just been outside the time job eavesdropping.
帰ってたの。
When did you get home? With a sunglass, Alice just a interpreter. Aka was shivering from head to toe and staying in the cold for so long. Oh man, he actually scolded Aka. She determined the gloves and admiration refused to wear them except for in the most extreme cold, as I saw their fingers were painfully swollen red.
ちょっと前にね。それでどうだったのアリス？
Don't know.
随分と話してたみたいだけど。
A while ago. Anyway, how did it go? You two were talking so long. She looked strangely relieved as she blew him and warmed blew into him. Alice was not fooled by Akko's Mercedes for clear from it. Ill-tempered look she wore in her face.
あなたがここまで過保護とは思わなかったわ。
I never expected you to be so overprotective.
意地？それとも義務？
But did you do it for stubbornness or obligation?
どっちかっていうと成り行きね。
Oh please, I was just going with the flow.
で、どうだったのよ結果は。気に食わなかったら実力行使に出るって言ってたじゃない。
But seriously, how did it go? You told me you were sort of forced if he made you mad. Alice's moon was growing darker and darker the longer she had. Look at Akko's cheerful posturing. All went back to their time together the previous night. After everything that happened in the foyer, Alice was both more suspicious and intrigued by Sojiro than ever before. She had insisted that Akko let him walk home alone the next day. She used a concoction to fake for slumber and recreate the same scene as the previous day. That portion of her plan went well, but the rest had veered totally off the course. It did not help to know her roommate had savored every moment from it, the other side of the wall either. To make matters worse, Alice was frustrated at herself for letting such a trivial matter bother her. She stared at the teacup still sitting on the floor. Her pale finger traced the cold rim.
青子の言う通り、害にはならない人ね。
As you said, he's harmless.
あくまで
For the time being.
今
She forced to tone the difference in order to hide her irritation with her apprentice. It was at this moment that Sojoro's fate was decided.
あら、それだけ？アリスにしては長く話してたのに。
That's it, you were talking for what seemed like forever. One was Akko continued her line of questioning. Alice only stepped back icily.
青子、あなた、隠していたわね。
Akko, I know you were eavesdropping. She voiced her displeasure at a look at Akko's behavior in no uncertain terms. Suddenly, the air of fire was cool as ice. I stared at one another, trying to guess her next move.
さすがね。よくそこに気がついたもんだわ。
So, you notice. This just states anything about our deal. Hope that's clear. Akko whined their stance and glanced at us.
何もすべて奪うとは言っていないわ。そうね。あなたにも3割ぐらいは回すつもり。
I'm a reasonable person, Akko. It's fine with me if you take 30%. Completely unperturbed by Akko's warlike posturing, a simple look at an Alice needed to keep her roommate in check.
10が3に化けちゃちょっと黙ってらんないわね。
Down from all of it? Huh, not a chance.
高望みは命取りよ、青子。
Fly too high and you may lose those wings, Akko. I'll sort of remain calm and dignified, not moving a muscle. Damn, it's getting serious when we're referencing Icarus here. That was like hours of passing Sue staring at her in silence. Akko grinding her teeth for frustration. This rate the alliance would be embarrassed before they even confronted their foe. And worst of all, she knew Alice had the upper hand. Cheap state. Alice accepted her defeat with a tisk.
悔しいけど、アリスが6。
Fine, you get 60, I get 40. Paid her to sell for less. Akko nodded in satisfaction.
そうね。家主は私だけど、彼を招いたのは青子だから。その代わり、家賃の取り立てはあなたの役割ね。
Very well, but I'm the head of the house, and you're the one who brought him here, so it's your job to collect rent.
いいけど。
Fine.
ああ、情けない。こんなことなら錬金術でもかじっておくんだった。
Yeah.
そうすればこんな思いをしなくても済んだのに。
Fine. This sucks. I should have gotten an alchemy set. All my problems would be solved.
そうでもないわ。彼ら、バブルが弾けて大変だって話よ。
Not really. Not even alchemists are immune to market downturns. I spoke with confidence that someone first-hand experience of such matters, and Alcona only had it absent-mindedly in response. Their verified was over on how to split the take if such was right now that he was officially going to move it. Not the most becoming core of the Bay Area pages, forcing a boy to live with them, and then demanding favorite was beyond extortion. It was very truly vicious. Since we're discussing this, since we're even discussing, I assume that means to accept it as president of the mansion. Akko triumphantly satisfied with herself.
認めてはいないけど、公園での夜、彼を結界で捕捉しなかった責任があるから。
The only thing I've accepted is my responsibility for not catching him with the battlefield in the park that night.
彼と約束をした青子だけを責められないでしょ。
I mean, it's not as if I can blame you on you and your promise to him.
約束
Oh, that promise. Akko woke up the ceiling and recalled the night at the music park. Only we could almost fast as but Akko really felt that Socho's fate would, and her own had become irresistibly linked. Perhaps they have always become connected by fate the moment they met. She could not see into the future, so there was no way to know for sure. Destiny and fate
変
aside,
とか変だけどいいやつよねあいつ
he's not a bad egg, besides being weird, I mean. Although, earned himself confirmation more than to Alice. Alice can only look at noise. Perhaps an attempt to make her voice displeasure at her comment.
青子、あの傷を知ってる？
If you know about his injury, Alco?
傷
Injury? What injury? Alice raised her slender fingers to her mouth to almost push the words back in. She had poured out the heat in a moment. A secret that no one else was supposed to know, but which one couldn't keep to herself. Alco tilted her head in confusion. I see. Alice looked relieved for some reason. Her son, after these towards Alco on this debate as well. Ignorance is a bliss, I suppose, said Alice as she took a sip of her coffee. She made no attempt to explain what was fortunate or why. At the moment later, her beautiful face became contorted with revulsion. Yuck. She abandoned the cup on the floor once more. Her black dress unceremoniously scrunched up as she said. Just one sip of underbrewed tea sent her fleeing into the drawing room to remove the bad taste from her mouth. As soon as she was gone, Alcohol instantly took the teacup in her own hands. It was almost certainly bare. Left untasted, but she could not help but wonder how such as he could do, or how such a stronger sauce. Her one small step returned it quietly to the floor.
だからティーバッグにしろって言ったのにあのバカ
Yep, he should have used the tea bags like I told him to, dummy. The expression on her face was nearly identical to that of her roommates. Okay, are you for real? Okay, guys, I'm gonna call it here because again, we're gonna stick around. We're gonna find someone to raid. Okay, let's go. All right, who is on right now? Okay, yeah, so I have to pick a good one here. Okay, we'll read this specky person. Nope, no. Okay, guys, yeah, Specky is playing FGO at the moment. But yeah, morals. Have a good one. I will be back here tomorrow. We're gonna be probably doing more of this too. Until then, have a good weekend. This is your Demon Lord Draco Sock signing off. Later.